Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 184th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I am, for the live people, may the 4th be with you, Travis Snell. Because I had nothing else.
I am the chosen one, Kirkland Patzer, in honor of May the 4th, for all those live listeners and viewers.
Any podcast listeners will get this tomorrow. No matter, but that's why you
Maybe
watch
their
us
eyes
live.
are closed when they're watching it.
Yeah, Friday night is GeekVerse night, and that's all right.
I am the senior Republican, Tyler Briggs.
Right? That's their actual name.
I am C.T. Taylor Field.
Alright, yeah.
I'll take it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Episode 184. This is the Infinity War hangover episode, you know?
Oh.
So we're going to be breaking down some Weekly Geek news. We got some big stuff coming up. Next 2 Sundays, we have two title matches. Double doses. We have Taylor and Tyler. Finally, your title match is here, your rematch clause. This is it. You got 2 more days to prepare. Are you ready over there, Taylor? Wolf Order, bring the title home?
If I can fit in my busy schedule for a little bit of extra training, you know, Avengers is still in theaters, so.
That's what you do. You don't keep saying that and make us lose the title.
Gotta go for round 4.
That's not a good sign for this Sunday. But you're gonna beat Tyler, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Tyler, is he gonna beat you?
No.
Wow. And then the weekend after that, it's myself defending the title against, I don't know, some man-child, somebody that thinks, oh, he lost at Geek Mania, he needs revenge. No. He's gonna take a walk back to Loserville. I am gonna demolish this man over here, Kirkland Patzer. I'm sorry, you're not getting that sports title from me, my friend.
I'm going to be bringing everything that I got for you there, Travis.
Alright, that's in 2 weeks. Right now, we're getting into geek news. So, Avengers, Infinity War, No, I'm joking. No, if you haven't seen it, we're not going to be talking. We're going to try our best not to talk any spoilers. If they were, then maybe we'll mention and whatnot. But we'll start with Ant-Man and The Wasp. Geek news, we do movie, TV, and then we're going to get into video games. Ant-Man and The Wasp, Taylor Field. What do you think about the trailer?
You know, I didn't get to see the trailer right away.
I thought you were gonna say you hadn't seen the trailer. That you just watched it. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? What were you doing? He had his helmet on the whole time. For our podcast listeners, he was wearing a clone trooper
Hence the
helmet.
name C.T. Taylor Field.
But some people might not know. They might just
Awesome
think
Clone Wars reference.
They might think counter-terrorist.
That's not the worst thing.
Could be terrorist.
Unless he's like against Canada though. Because if it's a counter-terrorist in Canada, that means he's not with us, right?
The counter-terrorists? They attack the terrorists.
Is like the good guys.
But that's what I mean. If he's a
Canada is the terrorist.
I don't know. What do you? Let's not get down that.
We're digging real deep.
Yeah.
No, you know, Ant-Man, I think it kickstarts right away just with the daughter and Paul Rudd there, and I think the action sequences and like pushing along on his car, I think that was fantastic, and I think it was just full
What
of
was he
humor.
doing there, Taylor?
He's pushing on his car.
One more time. What's he doing?
that reminds me of when I was listening to the Jurassic, or what was it? It was the Godzilla review, your solo review, and you're like, at one point you were like, and they did this. And I was listening to it, and I just laughed, because, like, I obviously know exactly what you just did.
For the podcast listeners, he was acting out Ant-Man pushing the car, but he also just looked like you were humping my kitchen table, to be honest. It's like, kept getting you to do it. You're just
Ant-Man was also kind of humping the car.
True.
He kind of was.
You gotta get the
Taylor
job
just
done.
wants that accuracy.
Gotta get the job done. And as you continue, this is confirming now, because we'll talk about Ant-Man and Infinity War a little bit. This is confirming that this movie is before Infinity War. So obviously there's a lot of questions about certain characters and where they are. So just throw that out there. That's been confirmed, yeah.
I'm actually trying to piece together my timeline of when the movies happen.
Okay, well, be careful.
Well, I haven't started yet.
Well, don't start trying to figure it out live on air here.
Yeah. But no, I think the trailer was absolutely fantastic. I love the tunes they threw in there. Like I saw was bobbing my head listening to it.
Yeah, you're improving.
I don't know. I just think a step up from the first trailer. Absolutely, it just has me just totally pumped up to get a chance to see it. Like even like Dylan said in the chat, like he's just after seeing the trailer, he's just more excited to see this movie. And again, it's Ant-Man, which he loves. So.
Dylan's very excited about the ant playing drums as well.
The ant playing drums. Is he
He
really?
shouted that out. He shouted out the same message you
I
were
must have
referring
missed
to.
that part.
Oh, God! I hate people like you.
What'd you think?
It was a good trailer. I don't think it was that exciting for me as the first trailer. I thought it was alright, but I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot in it that really sucked me in that much more than I was from the first trailer there. There's a couple cool scenes, cool to show off just what you can do with Ant-Man and all the minimizing and larger sizing. It showed off a lot more.
Feet.
I think this one was more of a showcase of the humor than the actual action compared to the first one. And for me, I mean, Paul Rudd, his humor, I just love his humor anyways. So this one didn't sell me on it too much more than I was already sold. But overall, it's a pretty alright trailer. I'm not sure how I feel with the music. It was good music, but for some
you, Dylan, are
for some
notorious
reason-
rap pop haters though when it comes to trailers.
It's true.
You're
not wrong. I just wasn't really feeling it. It just wasn't doing it for me. So it's an alright trailer.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna watch the movie.
Yeah.
of course.
Honestly, for me, I don't even remember the first trailer. So for me, this is kind of like the first trailer for me, and I really enjoyed it. It got me really excited for this movie. Watching Infinity War and not really seeing Paul Rudd or anything, kind of forgot about Ant-Man. I love the first movie, but like I don't know, I wasn't really like, oh man, I can't wait for the next movie. But this trailer definitely got me.
You
pumped.
loved the first one, but still couldn't.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Love is a bit harder word.
I
than
enjoyed
you
it. I think I've seen it twice now, so
Okay.
it's good enough to rewatch.
Yeah.
I've had movies where it's like I watch it once, I'm like, I don't need to watch that again. But this one, it was enjoyable, so I
worth
watched.
the
Yeah,
second.
it was worth at least a second view. But no, I enjoyed it. I like to see like the different. I got to see the villain. I don't even know if
Ghost.
was the villain in the first trailer because I don't know.
there's like
Small
a first
clip, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was cool
There's a what,
seeing.
Taylor?
A glimpse.
Okay.
What do you think he
I
said?
thought he said an eclipse.
It was an eclipse in the trailer.
Well, I guess maybe eclipse was fine. It was an eclipse of the villain, yeah.
But no, it's cool seeing their powers. It's a female, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool seeing her showcasing her abilities and the Wasp and the Ant-Man and their synergy taking down villains. It was cool. I like seeing the shrinking and enlarging, like Taylor, or like Tyler said. Jeez.
Too
The
many
two T's, yeah.
Too many T's on
Too
the
many.
podcast. Yeah, no, like I like the setup of it of like the daughter and him in the room, kind of because it kind of reminds you about with Ant-Man what makes him different. Of like he's a parent and he has this kid he's looking after.
Hey man, Clint. You know he's got a family.
True, but they're off in buttfuck nowhere in some farm. You know, who knows what they're doing right now. But I really liked the trailer. I think I'm with Briggs. I liked the first trailer more. I don't know why, but there was just something about it. I think it was a bit more quick, a bit more snappy. But I really like this trailer. I think they're doing a really good job because I thought the trailers for I'd have to go back for the first Ant-Man. All just looked like I was like, okay, this looks just fine. Where at least this to me. Kirkland, you said this offcast. Like, I think it will be definitely better than the first one. I just have that vibe. But I think the trailers have been better, so I'm excited for that. Wasp just looks phenomenal. I can never say her goddamn name.
Evangeline Lilly.
Evangeline Lilly. I can never.
You were primed to say that.
Yeah, he was. There's just times where they show stuff where she does like a move or something like that, and they shoot her in the camera, and she just gives like a little smile or smirk. Like she looks so charismatic in this role, and just the back and forth that her and Paul Rudd have is looking really good. I'm gonna predict that I think the villain is gonna be super basic in this movie. Like they look cool as far as action and powers, but I don't think like this is big spoilers. People are praising Infinity War for Thanos being this great villain. I think this is gonna be akin to older Marvel movies, and I think it's maybe needed because Infinity War is, without spoilers, is a very draining movie, and it's a very dramatic movie and very daunting. I think it's maybe a little bit quick for it to come up like in July, but still I think it's a good palate cleanser. This is just to me going to be the grab popcorn, have a good time with friends and laugh. Like there's going to be no there'll be dramatic stakes, but there's nothing, you're not going to be crying, you're not going to be like chewing your thumbnails, like you're not going to be on the edge of your seat. I think you're just going to watch it like the first Ant-Man and have a really enjoyable time.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea because Infinity War is kind of a little bit of a downer. Now, without spoilers, obviously something happens at the end of Infinity War. Does that happen at the end of this movie, or is that a post-credit scene? Because this movie takes place before Infinity War, so clearly they're doing stuff while the Avengers off in space, this and that. That's what I'm trying to wonder. Does the movie end leading to Infinity War, or is it the end credits?
I feel like it's the end credit scene.
Yeah.
Because you go ahead.
No, you're right. No, sorry.
I think it'll be the end credit scene somewhere. Yeah. I was gonna say the end credit scene in Infinity War, but
Okay, wait a second. Spoilers for 5 minutes. They're not gonna be heavy, but if you haven't seen Infinity War, just skip 5. No, because I also want to ask this: do they both make it to Avengers 4, or does I think Ant-Man?
that's a
But
good
like,
question.
does Wasp also make it, or is she one of the people that?
That'd be a good question.
Disappears.
I kind of
That's a
think
good question. That's why I posted. That's why I dropped the spoiler warning on you guys.
I kind of think the Wasp would vanish, and it would just be Paul Rudd.
I have
Also
a feeling
no
too.
shame.
I think
Yeah.
she's gonna vanish. I think Hank Pym would vanish too. I think almost his entire does his daughter. Taylor's shaking his head. Yeah, because lots of people think that about Hawkeye. They think that's why Hawkeye is gonna be on a mission because maybe his family disappears. So.
What's with you and Hawkeye on a mission?
He's always on a mission.
Because he has to be on a mission. He's Hawkeye.
Why can't he just at his farm?
He would be, but then if his family disappears, it's go
When
time.
you say the farm, it's like something you tell the kids when the dog dies. It's like, oh, that's the farm.
We said Hawkeye to the farm, really, they just put Hawkeye down. You're not a valuable Avenger, man.
Yeah.
I just realized what I really need in Avengers 4 is a scene of Hawkeye in his house. Just like the John Wick scene of John Wick breaking into cement and getting all geared up again after he's retired. I want to see that with Hawkeye. His family starts to disappear, and then he's just getting ready. There's just that montage.
That's
of him.
exactly what I think. I don't think Hawkeye's the guy who would sit around. He looks like a messed up guy. That's where it will
I
be
think
interesting to
it's
see. That's why I don't know if his kid would disappear with Ant-Man, because Ant-Man's pretty light. I think Wasp and Hank Pym, but I don't think Ant-Man's gonna lose anyone
Yeah.
super close to him. Other than I guess his love interest. But I think we will lose Wasp in
Yeah.
this. I really do.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna end leading the very end of the film is gonna be the start of Infinity War. I mean, Infinity War only takes a day.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be it ends leading right up to it, and then the post-credit scene is gonna be the fading away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
the
the
actual
same-
fade will happen end credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because I think everyone would have seen Infinity War, but still, it's kind of a weird way to end your movie if you haven't seen Infinity War.
Yeah.
It's the same way as it's off topic, but some
At that
people.
point, it'll be in a couple months. So
Yeah.
I
And
can
some
drop
people have
those.
brought up though too. I don't think they were gonna explain what happens to the Netflix shows. I don't think Daredevil and them are ever gonna talk about how half the people disappear. So
Are they in the universe?
Well, technically, yeah. Those
Oh.
because in the Daredevil they refer to Avengers and they refer to Thor.
Oh,
Captain
right,
America,
yeah, okay, yeah.
So I think that's just more proof that the Netflix MCU doesn't really matter and it's just kind of
I
there.
think, well, as far as Netflix MCU goes, nothing is actually currently ongoing that's taking place at the
Luke
same time
Cage will
as
be
Infinity
happening in
War.
June. So
I think
They'll just-
how Infinity War. Well, I would assume that still takes place before or after the events of Infinity War
nothing
and
currently,
Avengers 4.
Yeah.
And then I imagine, and just to kind of avoid that, they'll just play it off as only the people who, assuming they need the time stone to
Mhm.
fix things. I assume that people who aren't directly involved won't have any idea what happened.
Yeah, true.
They just won't remember people disappearing.
Mhm.
So
The other thing I was going to mention, I don't think this is tied to Infinity War, but Hank Pym is only in the trailer a little bit. I feel like he goes missing at some point in this movie. Either missing or taken or something like that, because in
see
these
that.
trailers, he's not much in it. Especially that car scene, it's him, Wasp, and Michael Pena's character, what's his name? Was it Lewis, I think it was? I could never remember. We ranked him on Marvel, and we could never decide what his name was, but because it's spelled, I don't know. But, yeah, anything else on Ant-Man and the Wasp?
who's that new guy with the? I think it's called Pompadour. Is that just a completely new character? Or was he from the first one?
Which
He's
guy?
that crazy haircut. He's chilling in that office with.
Did he kind of have a tracksuit or track
Probably.
jacket? Yeah, no, he's in the first one. He's
Oh.
just part of their gang of guys.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Gang of guys.
Gang of guys.
whatever they're called.
A crew of dudes.
Yeah. All right. I guess if you hopefully skipped ahead and spoilers are done, because the last thing I was gonna mention with Infinity War, big success, biggest opening weekend of all time, and I was gonna go around because me and Taylor talked about this on the prediction episode, but I think I beat you because I was. What was your number? Was it 253 or 252? I don't know.
I'm gonna go 253.
We both, Then you won. But yeah, it had 258 million opening weekend. We both said it would be Star Wars, but still, it officially beat Force Awakens' biggest opening weekend of all time.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I think
are you
you did right
guys?
under me though. I think with your pick, I think you picked.
Of course, he's gonna pick whatever
Yeah,
I think
you
I'll
picked
do this.
252.999.
You pulled the prices right on there.
So me and Taylor thought it was gonna happen. Briggs and Kirkland, were you surprised that it'd be Force Awakens? 'Cause I'm still actually kind of surprised it
I'm
did.
kind of surprised.
I'm not.
Really?
I was confident it was gonna set records, 100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I knew it was gonna do like really, really well, but for Force Awakens, I feel like it has like a whole different, like it applies to like kind of all audiences, right? Like people that are fans of like the '70s Star Wars, they're like, oh man, Star Wars has been back forever since the prequels. We just ignore those.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, no,
but
Taylor,
for
here's the
Marvel,
helmet. Here's the pretty cool helmet over there.
yeah. But I feel like for Marvel, like it's a huge franchise. Like we have 18 movies. Was it 18 movies before?
Now
this
it's
one?
19.
19, yeah. So 10 years in the making, and then the comic book fans and everything. But I feel like Star Wars just kind of applied to so many different people and stuff. So for me, I'm kind of surprised about that. But
Yeah. I was too, just because I still thought the hype of Force Awakens would be bigger. I know there's been 18 good movies and people are following along, but at the same time, I feel like Infinity War is not a thing you could jump on and just go see. Where Force Awakens, you could go see as a new viewer. But even then, I could see lots of people who had not seen much of the Marvel films going to see Infinity War just because of people talking about it and it building it up. Like I thought the same thing; it would do extremely well. And at the end of the day, I did predict that it would beat it just because the hype was raising last week. But I'm still surprised, and now I'm in that mindset of like I don't know what will be Infinity War. I think it'll be a while. I don't think Avengers 4 will, just because it's. I think it'll do very well, but it's just because it's a sequel. It's just a year after. But who knows? I don't think Episode 9 will. I don't know why you're smiling.
I think Avengers 4.
Avatar 2 is not gonna beat it. Avatar 2 never had the biggest
Wash
opening.
up.
But I don't know what's gonna beat it. But maybe Batman vs Superman 2.
Yikes.
Yeah. What other trailers do we have? Okay, let's talk about Venom because we get the comic things out of the way. Venom, so this happened a few weeks ago, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it, right? We didn't talk about it on the... No, we didn't. It didn't happen yet. Are you alright, Taylor?
you seem very
He's just observing.
You seem like you poisoned all our water and you're waiting for us to draw. That's it.
No, I'm good.
Alright, Norman Bates, you want to start with the Venom trailer?
Okay, yeah.
The real Venom trailer?
The real Venom trailer. This trailer was honestly super cool. I've seen it about like 7 times now, 3 in theaters. So,
Oh, big guy over here!
watch it on the big screen.
When you saw it on the West Side, they even played it?
on the West Side? I didn't see it on the West Side.
You didn't see Infinity War on the West Side? Where were you on Tuesday then?
In town.
But what you said you bought tickets to the West Side one on Tuesday. But I was talking about.
You said you got tickets to the West Side. I said no, I'm not going to there yet.
We got some GeekVerse drama.
I clearly said.
Taylor's sneaking off somewhere.
Because I was gonna say, oh, you want to go see Avengers? They're like, yeah, I'm gonna go Tuesday, and it's like, okay, here are my seats. You're like, I'm going to the West Side. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to the West Side.
I'm not. I'm gonna look for the conversation. But I
goodness.
swear I said I'm going to the West Side. I want to see it on the Extreme, and then you just responded, "Oh, I'm seeing it at 7." You never clarified. So this whole time I thought you saw it on the West Side. So you've seen it in the Grand every time? Okay. Because the West Side, I got this completely stupid story. I got every different trailer except for The Incredibles. Every trailer was different.
Really?
Yeah, I got a Deadpool trailer. I got some trailer for this movie called Kin. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird looking. So yeah.
Probably
Anyways,
not.
continue, big guy who's seen 7
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, no, I think the trailer was very cool. I loved the compared to the first one. I loved the music just being very dark and just mellow and just very following, just kind of like the trend of things escalating into this dark path and
That way.
Taylor's hand just took off like a rocket.
No, Tom Hardy he looked awesome doing his reporting stuff and a little bit like what? What?
It's the most trailer Taylor review.
I feel like out of all the things you do acting wise, I feel like we could all play a reporter. Like I feel like that's pretty easy, but okay. I think there's just some things you choose to take out of the trailer to specify on.
Trailers.
Yeah.
But no, we got clearly his love interest shown in there, and he's got to, go and nitpick at her boss that Fern works for, which is
Nitpick?
I don't think it was clearly his love interest either.
I think he kind of
associate?
is. I think it's because they're talking about.
No, because she's someone who works for the bad guy, and she's like comes to him.
But
to,
the way
like,
they're
fix-
like sitting by each other, and they're doing the weird couple thing where I'm sorry, you're a weird couple. I don't. Hopefully, no one does this because then I've screwed you guys over as my friends. But they're doing the weird couple things when you see that couple that's eating lunch together, but they're not sitting across from each other. They're sitting on the two like chairs.
That's
side by
because they're
side.
sharing information in front of them.
Okay, look a little lovely.
I
But
think-
in
I
a
don't know,
lounge,
I-
though, I think
I
you
could
can
be
get away with
completely
that,
wrong
you know?
here.
I guess. Because he does it. That's why he's trying to.
No, I don't go to a lounge.
No, but do you do the thing where you sit by Madison and you don't sit across from her?
No, that's what the opposite chairs are for.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. There's hope for you.
I need
after
to see
all.
the whole scene and see if there's actually chairs.
Oh, God.
Because then we'll know.
I'm just saying there's some butter action going on under that table.
Butter action.
Alright.
But
Double butter.
but yeah, no, I think it's very cool setup, and it's. I think the trailer, like you were saying, is probably equivalent to the movie in the sense where it's just all this story of him trying to learn the deets and stuff about this company.
He's trying to get their number.
Yeah.
I feel like you're a 40-year-old trying to talk to high school people. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom Hardy was he was a great reporter acting and getting the deets. Like, oh my God! Once again, Infinity War, we're a little shell shocked. So.
But yeah, no, it had such great build up, and I loved how it was just the symbiote just breaking out of that chick and like grabbing onto him or whatever, and it's just like the voice. Because I'm thinking about the voice. It's just so badass when it's like Eddie. That was a horrible act.
Yeah. Please read up the movie when it comes up.
Release a commentary track, but it's only Taylor's
Oh,
voiceover in
that'd
the.
be so good.
I need to see that.
The
Oh my
only
goodness.
negative thing that I have about the voice is it sounds badass and dark and really deep, and it also reminds me a little bit of Cookie Monster. I don't know why.
What?
When he's just like Cookie, like he's just like Eddie.
I did not get that from
Okay.
But yeah, no, the trailer was sick. I love the symbiotes just shooting out and stuff like that, like protecting him. And he's like, "Well, how do we do that?" And then it's like he's like talking to it and reflecting with it. Like it's it's really cool. I love that because that's like the Eddie Brock and the Venom we didn't get to see like in Spider-Man
No,
3.
no, not at
It
all.
was, like, something else. So, but, I mean,
October.
at the end of the trailer,
October rays, but come on.
I would have been totally okay if they didn't show Venom.
Really?
And they just showed like the transformation a little bit and just the
Really?
symbiotes latching out, but they kept it a secret.
I wouldn't have
Do
been
you-
satisfied.
I would admit, don't you feel like to sell this movie, because people already are like, hey, it's not an MCU movie, so that's a red flag. Hey, Spider-Man's not in this, it's a red flag. Like, people, I think, were already worried about this movie, so you don't think that them showing Venom, even if the movie ends up being crap, at least seeing Venom and seeing that he looks almost like very comic accurate gets people like us excited, or just the mainstream. Because if they don't show that, I still think the trailer's good, but I still think it's like, I think then we're even more worried that Venom's barely in this movie, like full on Venom.
I think the way the tone and everything was with the trailer without Venom had me, like, me personally excited enough to be interested in this, way more than the first trailer. The first trailer was so calm and not being able to really get any sense of Venom and or symbiote, period. Just, it felt really lacking and really slow, and I wasn't that interested. This trailer, with how exciting it felt and everything, it was great. That being said, when we got to the point with Venom being shown, that was the tip of the iceberg for, I'm sure, everyone. Obviously, it was fantastic. Like, he looked.
I don't know, for you it sounds like the reporting was the, was the key.
On the
reporting.
deeds. I got a question. Is there actually a trailer before this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a minute 30, and it's very
lackluster.
Is it
Yeah,
not a
dude.
fan made one?
no, not the fan one. It's very just hinting around stuff, and
Oh,
that
okay.
I don't know if you remember in the trailer when he's at one point laying down, he's like,
Oh, and he's
going,
like,
yeah.
shit. Okay, I thought I've
Yeah,
seen that
yeah,
before.
yeah.
I thought that wasn't a fan made.
No,
That's
no,
why I
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
I've seen this before.
Taylor showed these guys a fan made trailer months ago.
That
and
was your
that's messing with
idea.
them. I don't think so.
Yeah, you were like everyone.
No, it was Dylan's idea.
Was
It's
it
actually-
Dylan's
I
idea?
think so. I'm throwing him on the bus because he's
Blame
not
it because
here.
it's not here.
The last question I'll ask you is, would you have not wanted to see full on Venom in any of the trailers leading up to the movie then, and save for the movie?
I would have been okay with them saving it for the movie, 110%.
I think that's a
I
little
feel
too
like this
ballsy.
I
trailer
think
though.
that's
Yeah.
Well, I get like I think what they're doing with this movie alone is just fantastic. Right now, let Marvel have their fun with Avengers and all their head honchos.
Make their billions of
legit,
dollars.
make their billions of dollars, but let you know, I'm gonna throw DC here. You know, DC and like Sony, they should tackle these other characters that they have that are like off the sidelines, like a Venom movie. I think that's a great idea. DC could do, you know, those other spin-off random character movies. I think those are huge opportunities for, you know, things that we don't get to see very often instead of the same old. Let Marvel have their fun. So Venom, I mean, 100%.
You know, I kind of agree with you, Taylor, though. On like, I don't know. I'm not really gonna go into the DC aspect of it, but like,
avoiding the waters.
but I kind of like it though, because it's different from the MCU. It's not attached to that, so you're not worried about, I don't know, like crossing over and bringing
Continuity.
these. Yeah, exactly.
Where it happened.
Or it's like, okay, I'm sick and tired of seeing Stan Lee in every single.
You don't think Stanley's gonna be in
Oh,
it?
he's got to be in this.
Are you serious?
He's gonna be
I don't
garbage.
think so.
If he was in
he's gonna be
Deadpool,
garbage.
I mean, he was in Deadpool in the strip club, so I think he could be in
think he
this.
will
He
be,
could
yeah.
be, but anyway, like I agree with you though. I think they should give some. I kind of want to throw the word like indie at it. You know,
It
it kind of
feels-
feels like
yeah.
an indie movie, I guess.
Mhm.
But
Very lower budget. Yeah.
yeah.
Taylor, it's just
I
a
was gonna
kid
say
riding by on a
something.
fucking bike out there. Do I need to
Oh.
close the door?
No.
You scared someone's gonna attack him.
Taylor looks like he knows Michael Myers, like on the news, like Michael Myers on the loose, and there's a kid that rode by on a bike, and he's just like, he's just looking like it's gonna be
Expecting
okay.
Pennywise standing there or something.
Pop, pop.
But how you're saying if you didn't see Venom in this trailer, I think that's a huge red flag for me. Because like my first reaction would be like, I cannot believe that they're not even gonna show Venom in this movie. Like that is so stupid. Like they can't just have Eddie Brock with just like tentacles going out. Like you gotta. I don't know, like I watched the trailer and it looked awesome, but this like the second it revealed Venom and you got to see his face, and like I remember me and Travis talking about in the group chat, where like he just looks so good. And we got
Yeah,
so much
his
more
Teeth,
excited.
the
for it.
tongue, and he
Yeah.
looks gross.
Yeah, he looks
glossy.
scary,
Yeah.
you know, like I don't know, like I feel like Eddie Brock just with the tentacles, not scary enough for me. I want to see that scare, those eyes and like the teeth and the tongue. Oh man.
You said now we don't get to see too much of Venom, apparently, right? You said in the movie, I think.
No,
That was a
Kirkland
speculation.
asked me my
Speculation.
opinion.
Yeah, that's speculation. No hard fact there.
No one ran with that story. You're some terrible reporter out there. If there's like Travis Deeper's
said,
podcast, that Venom is not in the movie that much, and then Craig goes on the no, Kirkland.
That's like you going on the Facebook and be like, Venom is officially in this, signed Travis
Yeah.
as Taylor.
He asked the percentage. I honestly think it's gonna be 4%. I think like 40. I think like 4. Like I think
End credits.
the first 40, yeah, and Stan Lee is like giving him, who are you? I'm Venom. Excelsior. I think the first like 30 to 40 minutes is the build up of him getting the deeds, going and finding out all this stuff out, and
Doing
then
some
like
mean reporting.
yeah, because the thing is, this movie, it does look lower budget, and I feel this movie could be a clean hour 45, 2 hours, because I don't think it's going to be world ending. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
pretty just centered around Eddie Brock and whatever's going on with the scientists and like the shadiness of that. Like, I hope at one point there's not like some fucking bomb and he has 30 seconds left to stop it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
hoping it's going to be just character centric. So I think 40%. I think you'll see a lot of Tom Hardy with the tentacles and
Mhm.
everything like that. Actual Venom, I think they'll save that for bigger set pieces, and I think you'll get like 3 big scenes, like probably the reveal, one in the middle, and the end action scene. I don't think he's gonna be Venom all the
That's a
time.
good guess.
He's
Yeah.
also Tom Hardy, like he's a big actor, so you want to show him off. But Tom Hardy's doing the full motion performance, and that gets me excited because Tom Hardy, we know he can act with his eyes. He's a weird dude in a good way of just like his performances, like someone like Bane, like whether you love that movie or not, he does so well with just the voice and just his eyes. Like I can just see him really like becoming Venom and doing like
Mhm.
weird actions, and I could see him on set actually using his tongue for things like that because he gets into the character so much. So yeah, I love the feel. The only thing I'll throw it to you, Ty, first because you haven't talked too much. At CinemaCon where they showed this trailer first, he said that he wanted to make a movie that his kid could see. His kid's 10 years old, so there's a lot of assuming this was going to be rated R, but now it seems like it's probably going to be PG-13. Does that help you guys as far as excitement? Does that worry you? Like, how does that being PG-13 matching what we've kind of heard in this trailer for you, does that affect your excitement at all?
It does affect my excitement a little bit.
Mhm.
Maybe he's like, I want my kid to see this, but then in 8 years, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
yeah.
But no, I don't think it's a terrible decision because with Logan and Deadpool being rated R, I think Fox does want to have also that.
Sony is doing this, yeah.
Anyways, I think they do want to hit that larger audience. but I'm a little disappointed. I would have liked to see much darker, mature kind of film with this.
I think they're gonna push it as close to the limit as possible. I think it's gonna be pretty like is Life a rated R horror movie?
I imagine so.
I'll look it up, but I think it's gonna be like any horror movie you see that is PG-13. They push it as far as they can go. I think that'll be this. Like even with Infinity War, there was some stuff in the movie that I was like, I'm still surprised PG-13 is how gruesome some stuff was. Like with not big spoilers, just like wounds on aliens or whatnot. So I think there's stuff like you're not gonna see Venom like tear some guy's face or head off, but it could be implied or like a shadow of it.
Guts
Right?
just all on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that.
That's what I want for my Venom.
You don't get the little kids in there too, you know.
What? What did you just say?
The little kids, you know, that don't appreciate them.
I thought we were still.
serial killer.
I thought we were still talking about the guts on the floor. Like, get those kids in there.
He said it so calmly. Get those
Norman
kids in there.
Bates.
Yeah,
Something's
he's Norman Bates.
Something's wrong with Taylor here.
We all
Just
go,
sitting there with his helmet.
we all go a little mad sometimes.
Just like sorry. Go ahead. No, you carry on.
Oh, yeah.
You still.
No, I think there's still a lot they can do because of how character centered, and I think it's gonna be a lot about sort of Eddie Brock. Brockman? Brock? Eddie Brock sort of
Where'd you get the Brock?
Eddie Brockman.
I don't know.
Is he
It's
a
sort of like could be. It's
What?
sort of his descent into madness, I think, as he's
Yeah.
kind of coping with Venom and as Venom kind of takes more and more control. So I think there's a lot they can still do with the character and the movie itself to make it good, but I think having that kind of rated R for me, at least as someone who can watch the rated R stuff.
Yeah.
Life was 14A, and that seemed
Really?
like it pushed.
Life was gruesome.
Yeah, so that's why. for
Then
me,
that in that
yeah.
case, then that
In Canada, though, so I don't. Well, it says because I like Canadian IMDb, and lots of times when movies are rated R in America, they aren't here. But still, like, I think they're gonna be as
They could probably
gruesome
do
as
quite a
possible,
lot
but I
with
don't
it
think
then.
they're gonna get to like Deadpool levels.
There might
Yeah.
be some like cut scenes that they could have on like the Blu-ray.
Yeah, the unrated version.
yeah.
I just want to piggyback on something that you said. How, like for me personally, I think it would be awesome to see an R-rated Venom movie, just like because he's such like a dark and like sinister character that like he could go out and just like rip someone to shreds and like just have like the graphic imagery of just like his guts everywhere. Like that'd be awesome to see in a movie.
Get in there, kids.
Yeah, get in there. But like for me personally, I'm just so pumped on a Venom movie. Like I've been waiting for this like my whole life basically. It's obviously a lower budget movie compared to like an MCU movie.
Mhm.
So-
Oh yeah, for sure. Which is I don't think a bad idea because even if it's not rated R, like something like Deadpool became huge, only like a small 40 million budget, like you can take more risks when it's not 100 million,
Yeah.
200 million. Because if it
It's-
fails, it's like, well, we tried, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. But like the whole R-rated aspect, so it's not confirmed.
It's not no, because all he said was that he wanted to make a movie that his kid could see, and his kid's 10. So people have been speculating that would mean it's PG-13, and that's where even then, like if it's scary, but who knows how Tom Hardy raises his kids? You know, maybe he just means in the sense of like Tom Hardy when he does something like Dunkirk, where Dunkirk's PG-13, not really that exciting for like a kid to watch. This thing about war and him being a fighter pilot. Like it's not like so he could mean in that sense of not even it being rated R, just in the sense of like. He does like a lot of like dramatic like Oscar indie movies where it's just like it's just him acting and doing dialogue, right? Like other than Dark Knight Rises, he's in like a lot of like serious movies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's really all I had to say about like the rating system. Because like I think it'd be awesome to see an R-rated, but I understand if they bring it down to just try and get more audience to see it and stuff. Which 14A, like it definitely like be on the line with things like how we said, like it cut scenes out if it's too bad and then have it on the unrated version. But I'm pretty excited to see how much, like you said, like you kind of predicted like 3 scenes of like the big Venom.
yeah, 3 big action scenes.
Yeah, and have they said if Carnage is in this movie? I heard rumors.
There's rumors that Woody Harrelson is playing Carnage, so I think
Woody
they would
Harrelson.
introduce Cletus Cassidy, and then
I
the
think
end
he would be a
credit
cool
scene.
Cletus.
Yeah, I think the end credit
Yeah.
scene would be him becoming Carnage. So I think
Okay.
that the only thing I think it's a great choice. The only thing that throws me off is different is the age thing because I think Woody Harrelson's like his 60s. So with Carnage, like, I guess it won't matter much when he's
kind of
actually
like
Carnage,
40,
but
isn't he? Cletus Cassidy?
he's not 60.
I know, but he
he's-
doesn't look that
he's-
old.
I guess my thing is he's the equivalent, usually the same age as Eddie, right? Like similar
Oh, okay.
there, and that's
Yeah.
where like Daryl. Woody Harrelson can play crazy, but I think they'll be taking a different
looks
route with
older.
it if
He
he
looks older,
is
yeah.
Carnage, right? And
Okay, yeah.
I that's still a rumor, and I think Carnage will be an end credit scene, whether it's Woody Harrelson playing him or not.
They gotta have another symbiote in this movie as like.
I
a
don't
main
think in
ant-
this movie.
And you don't think so?
No, I
As
think
an
in this
antagonist?
movie it's him versus regular people, scientists with high-tech weaponry, so then the sequel is you raise the stakes. I think this is going to be more about like him having to stop shit in the science experiments, stuff like that. Like
Okay.
they could be playing it close to chest, and Carnage could be in there, but
Okay, yeah.
maybe he versus like other weird symbiote people, but not Carnage.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you then. Like, I feel like if they had Carnage in this movie and he's not a big part of it, like it's just like, oh, he just became Carnage and then Venom just like defeats him. I'll be so let down
Be a
because
waste,
that's such a huge character, right?
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man and Venom literally like just got the shit kicked out of they lost to Carnage on like a 2v1 like in the comics and stuff. But I don't even know where I was going with that.
Well, Spider-Man in this movie.
That's Spider-Man in this movie.
That's
yeah.
my only disappointment thing is that when I see this Venom, I know because it's so like adult oriented, it looks a bit more scary and the horror vibe. He couldn't be in the MCU, but there's just something about that Venom I want to see going up against Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yin and
unfortunately,
yang, man.
yeah.
They gotta be
Unfortunately, I
together.
don't think it's gonna happen, but
So do you think this leads up to a Toxin movie?
I think I don't. Of course, you'd be the number one Toxin fan in the
No,
world.
I'm not, but I
Okay.
remember reading in the
Toxin's
Venom.
badass.
I read the Venom and I was like, oh, reading the Carnage. It's like, oh, there's Toxin reading the Toxin.
The symbiotes are all badass, but I think Toxin, if you don't know, is the child of Venom and Carnage. I don't think we see him on screen for quite a while. I think he's popular, but he's not that popular, and he's not been in the comics for a little while. I think he just came back last year, so I think they'd focus on Venom, Carnage, and then I don't know what you do for a threequel. I think they
Spider-Man in.
Well, yeah, I think that's what we've talked about before, because after Spider-Man Homecoming 2, their contract's done with Marvel. So some people still speculate that they might, once he's done with MCU, bring Tom Holland into this, like, Venom-verse and stuff like that. So,
That'd be crazy.
yeah, and I guess I hope they're planning, but at the same point, I think a Venom movie could still be... I still think there's a good chance this movie could be really bad, and we could be talking about how disappointing it was. So I hope they just focus on getting through this movie and they don't
Don't go
plan
too
too
deep,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, because Sony's really bad for that. If you watch Amazing Spider-Man 2, they tried to set up Sinister Six in like a very quick way at the end of the movie. It's like, how we're gonna do it, classic like Justice League style. Oh, we're just gonna have a guy walk by, all the gear, vulture wings, this and that. Like before they've kind of got in trouble of like, trying to do too much at once.
Shoot for the
So
moon.
yeah. Everything done on Venom?
I just think it's exciting to kind of see like the way Eddie Brock's personality is going to be changing through this movie.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a total like psychological like mind twist on that character. Just see him just like get like his mind twisted by the symbiote, by Venom, just like whispering in his ear and just making him crazy.
I think that's what I like about the trailer most is the we and the oh, we're only gonna hurt bad people and stuff like that. Like you're gonna kind of have that
And then it
Jekyll and Hyde
progresses
thing.
where he's like, we can do whatever we want, basically.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're so powerful. You know?
And because you gotta have like that angel on your shoulder, devil on your shoulder.
Yeah.
So yeah, I liked that aspect. Taylor, I'll let you start because Robin Hood. They're making a Robin Hood. Tell us about this trailer and tell us why you love it, and then because I feel like it's gonna be a big debate.
Movies like this that do a complete different kind of dystopian universe, like wow. Like I'm gonna go back to like Hansel and Gretel. With,
My God, you would like that movie.
I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, with the Hawkeye.
That's where he's been all these years.
Killing witches. I
At the
absolutely.
farm.
Oh, Scarlet.
I absolutely love that movie. I think it's great. I love that twist to it. I love movies that just take the old school story and twist it around. I actually watched the Russell Crowe Robin Hood not too long ago, which came out in 2009, I'm pretty sure.
So fucker, it came out in 2010. Like I said, I watched the trailer, and you
said
I
a
said
couple years ago.
it doesn't matter. You said that, and then you said no, it has to be 2008 or 9. I said it's 2010 or on. We're like no,
You didn't
no,
say
no.
2010. Did he say
I
2010?
did because I knew it wasn't. Give us the deets. Give us the deets.
No, I did have my research pants on.
Okay, do you need to keep going?
With Robin Hood?
Yeah.
Oh, I barely scratched the surface.
You said talking about Hansel and Gretel. What are you talking about?
He hasn't even gotten to Robin Hood.
So honestly, this movie, I love the look, like with the knights and stuff. How they have like this advanced looking crossbows, just their armor and everything. And how there's like a couple of slow motion scenes. And they're doing the Baby Driver thing when the music cues in.
Oh, it's not gonna be like that.
It cues in with the action, and they're like kicking these guys and just the explosions.
I
and
did not
stuff.
get that impression once in this trailer.
But no, I think a couple of the jokes, you know, they didn't roll off very, very well. But like as I said before, I legit thought it was Tom Holland when I first saw him for a split second. But then I realized no, it's not.
Thank God.
I would have loved it if it was. I think he would have pulled off an awesome Robin Hood.
He has better things with this career to be doing
Yeah.
right now than the 80th Robin Hood.
I don't think it's the 80th.
Okay, I'm gonna go and then you guys can go. I know you still have to continue. I was saying this to Briggs before we started watching the trailer because I said, oh, there's a Robin Hood movie coming out. And it's bigger. You got Taron Egerton, upcoming star, Jamie Foxx, you know, Ben Mendelsohn from Rogue One and Ready Player One. So I'm actually gonna look after all you guys talk who's directing because I have no idea. There's two movies, and maybe people will call me a hypocrite because I love superhero franchises, but the difference is, like, with Batman, the past, 6 years, we've gotten two just Batman movies. I'm not counting Justice League. With superhero movies, they're always a different hero most of the time. I do not need another Robin Hood or King Arthur movie in my life ever again because maybe there's not 80, but it sure fucking feels like there's 80. Like, these are movies that we've been making since, like, probably when they didn't have color, you know? Like, they've been doing this over and over, and Taylor, like, you said it the same way, like, you're such a sucker who falls for this stuff because I said to Briggs, every time Robin Hood or, like, King Arthur movie comes out, they're like, oh, Robin Hood for this generation. Like, it's always, like, the new and improved, like, this King Arthur. Like, it's always, like, for this, like, these 5 years or whatever, this decade. And the first thing Taylor said when he watched, he's like, I love this trailer. It's like a Robin Hood for us, like, this generation. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, they always do this with every movie that comes out. The only thing I like about this trailer is some of the arrow play. It looks kind of fun, but like, I think it looks very similar to King Arthur. I never saw King Arthur, but I just wasn't that interested in it. I haven't heard good things about it. I just don't know what there's left to be done with about King Arthur, about a man who becomes a king and pulls the sword of the stone, or Robin Hood, who's the thief with a gold of heart, a heart of gold. Yeah, the people's champ, like the guy. Like, I feel like we've done everything from Men in Tights to Disney's Fox to Russell Crowe to all these other ones. Like, I don't get it, and I knew you were gonna love this because it's just like Assassin's Creed, like rip off
Those
all
slow-mo-
over.
slow-mo
Yeah, hoods
action
and everything. But hang on, last point is just. I have no excitement. I'm not gonna see this movie, even if they review it. I'm not gonna, even if you pay for my ticket. Even if they review it, nothing about this movie looks exciting. And like, even Jamie Foxx is like, "You wanted to steal, right? Well, now's a chance." And it's like, oh no, like this just looks bad. It looks bad.
So you're gonna get your free 3 movies a month thing.
I already got the card. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna get this movie for free. So let's do it. You said you go see Meg. So what's the difference from this?
Jason Statham.
Well, Jason Statham was playing Robin Hood. You'd see it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but
Hey, you got a ways to go, Tom Egerton.
but like the thing is, there's not many movies about a gigantic shark taking over.
How many did we count off?
Okay, that's
There's
not
a
the
lot
point.
of shark.
I'm not counting the straight to DVD. I'm not counting the straight to DVD ones. I'd much rather see it. We're not getting into this today. Maybe fine if I have my free movie card with Cinemia that I got, then sure I will maybe see it. But like, I have no interest. Like, I have to win the lottery and put a gun to my head for this one. Like, I don't even know if it's worth the free movie. I just maybe let someone else use my card that wanted to see it. Like
me?
Like what new could they do with this?
What new thing?
Yeah, with Robin Hood.
Well, they changed the atmosphere, and I feel like they could totally change the story.
What's different with the atmosphere?
Well, it's
It's
kind of
medieval
futuristic. It's not straight up medieval.
Is it?
It seemed like a futuristic.
It seemed like-
So it's taking place
twist.
like in 2040 or something.
I feel like it could be like a
Cyberpunk Robin.
2018, but not with all of our technology. Like still like.
So what's the
they don't
difference? You're just making medieval time.
I think
but,
they
it
just
happens
have like
between-
more ironwork stuff. They have like a car.
Yeah.
It's like a carriage, but it's made of iron.
Like a steampunk kind of Robin Hood. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
They don't have
They should do
trains
that next.
though.
No, but that'd be
Trains
cool
are a
if they did.
staple of steampunk.
Yeah.
Steam engines.
Where do you guys fall in this Robin Hood movie?
I'm not excited about it. I don't like it, but I feel like I'm gonna end up seeing this and potentially like still like liking it enough, and I hate that.
And you hate yourself for it.
I hate myself for it, but
Oh no, what's his name?
Taron Egerton?
Taron, that was the first name.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking Tom for some reason.
Yeah.
Taron.
I'm next to Taron.
Taron Egerton.
And Darren Hardy,
No.
starring Robin Venom. That's what they should have done. Made Robin Hood, but like he has the symbiote,
Yeah, I
and
see
he's
that.
fucking people up.
So I think it could be interesting. I think it's going to be... I feel like it's going to be similar to the Golden Circle Kingsman one, in that it wasn't that good. And it was just full of cliches.
Golden Circle.
That was the second Kingsman.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said,
That one wasn't
yeah.
good.
No.
So I think if I do see it, I'm just going to be disappointed, but I feel like I'm going to end up seeing it and
In
be falsely
theaters.
excited about it. I don't know about theaters though.
Yeah.
I think this is like a Netflix one for me.
Don't think I want to see this movie. It's gonna be under the category of if my girlfriend, who gets me into free movies, really wants to go see this, I'll put up a fight. But if she wins, then we'll see it. It just, for some reason, it's just like I like the main guy. He's a great up and coming actor. But there's nothing really that's like pulling me in to want to see this movie. Like you said, you liked the Aeroplay. I really didn't. That just seemed very unrealistic.
It looks
to
like
me.
after one scene of it, like one cool action set, it's just gonna be this exact same thing. For
they
the
showed it
next
quite a
5.
bit in that trailer, right?
Yeah. I think they showed like the coolest aeroplane in that trailer.
Oh, him shooting the logo was
The
pretty
coolest
bad.
scene in that whole trailer for me was when that one chick was throwing like a hand grenade that looked like a
an old school Molotov.
It was very old school Molotov. For some reason that just looked cool to me, but other than that, this is a write off for me. I like Jamie Foxx, but it's
not this much.
yeah, no, exactly.
Not this much.
I got a question for you. So don't you feel like, all the little kids that are growing up now?
The ones in Venom's guts or whatever.
Yeah. Don't you feel like, they're not gonna want to watch Russell Crowe's or like.
They're not gonna watch any fucking Robin Hood one. They're gonna go see Ant-Man.
Yeah, they're gonna be watching Marvel.
Yeah. Who are these little kids that are psyched about Robin Hood? You're not a little kid, I hope. You live on your own, you have a job.
Well, when I was little, I mean.
But that's what I mean. That was at a point where it's like, oh, we're still making these. And it's like, there's other heroes out there now that like we can cling on to and have new stories. That's what I mean. Like, what new can they do with, even when you're like, oh, it's futuristic, but like, it's not that futuristic. Like, it's gonna be the same thing of like Sheriff Nottingham's after him, and they almost get him, but they find out it's him, and it's like, oh, well, good. He's
isn't he like one of the like people in the city though? He's like a rich person too.
well, yeah, it looks like something like that.
the twist.
Ooh, big twist. Like, he's still a criminal giving to the poor. Why doesn't he give any of his money?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have any, that's why he's stealing.
But he just
No,
said
but he's part of like he
rich.
looks like a rich person because one of the scenes is them like talking. He's like.
it's
talking to,
Batman.
like, he's
They're trying to say
the
it's Bruce
guards where
Wayne.
he's like,
Yeah.
he's like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He's like, how can you not find like this one sole bowman or something? But it's him, and that's
Yeah.
the twist. But it's not a twist because they reveal it in the trailer.
And that's Batman too, because it's just like, oh, the rich guy, he couldn't be Batman, he wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, he's rich.
Yeah.
He's
he
one of
doesn't-
us.
Yeah.
See, I was telling Travis, I want a Robin Hood twist where Robin Hood's the bad guy. He's like some evil murderer. And it's from a point of view of all the rich people, but they have like life's all good and everything and everyone's happy. And then he's coming around stealing stuff, murdering things, kidnapping children.
And giving
it's
the
really
drug
dark
heads.
and twisted.
And he may or may not
it's
be a
really messed
prostitute.
up. And he
different.
He might have had a dark past where he's a whore at some point. But I would be interested in it. Have like a horror. Have like Robin Hood stealing some people's houses and like the kids are cowering and scared. And it's really creepy.
In the guts.
To set that up, Briggs was pitching this to me off cast, and then he said something. He said like, "Yeah, in Robin Hood, it's like a whore," and then I thought he meant like the person of the night, and I was like. That's a weird twist. Like, I guess I guess it is something new though. Like, he's prostituting. That's how he gets them, Like, you rich people, like, and he takes their money. Terry, you have anything else to add on Robin Hood? You're gonna be doing a review, I imagine.
I'll do a review.
I'm gonna be listening to it.
Even the spoiler version, guess what? Because we know the story ends.
I haven't done a single review for a while. Kirkland, you gave me the motivation to step back out there and do it.
great.
So
I want you to do a solo.
what's
for this.
coming?
It's so entertaining.
Oh,
What are the movies
All right.
awful? It's entertaining.
Scale of 1 to steel case.
Well, talking about awful movies, DC announced their streaming app. Just kidding, they make some good movies. So obviously we knew there was a DC streaming app coming. They announced it's going to be officially called DC Universe, and they've announced 4 things for it. Young Justice, which is a show that got canceled as a lot of fanfare. It's coming back.
Teen Titans.
Yeah,
Is it actually? That was a guess.
Well, hang on, you're throwing me off.
Okay, sorry.
There is a live action Titans show happening, so it's gonna be in the similar vein of like, I don't know if it's gonna be like an Arrow, Daredevil. We're not sure the maturity, but Robin's in it, Starfire, a bunch of people, Beast Boy. So they're making a live action Titans TV show. James Wan, who directed The Conjuring, he's directing Aquaman. He directed Saw. He's directing he's producing a live action Swamp Thing for DC, and they're doing a Harley Quinn animated show. So that was like, I guess, their slate for this app. They've not said though pricing wise. I imagine it's going to be comparable to Netflix. I would still say they should do a little cheaper, but they haven't said too much. I imagine you're going to have. The good thing is with them is Warner Brothers owns DC, so they own all those movies, all those animated shows. So you could get a plethora of things, and I think they've said that they're aiming for. I think it's late 2018, early 2019. Okay. So there are some details on it, and those are the 4 like shows coming. Taylor has some weird fucking smile going on right now because he's gonna smack.
I just got a quick question. So you say the 4 staples? They're gonna bring back like any DC stuff though, right? Like Batman animated series and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, like those, like by the first episode, I mean, like those are like their original content.
Oh,
like, these are
okay.
like
so it's brand new. Okay,
yeah, like
sorry.
Titans, Titans, like they're
missed
filming
that.
right now
Okay.
and everything like
Yeah.
that. Same
That
as
makes a lot
Swamp
of
Thing,
sense.
Harley Quinn. Yeah, so those 4 staples are gonna be like the selling points, right? And they already sold me. I'm a huge Robin fan, so the fact that he's gonna have his own TV show, and I'm definitely gonna be, even just if I purchase it, I don't think it's gonna be like a Netflix where I would keep it every month, but I would purchase it to try out the shows, like watch a whole season, and then maybe be done with it. But yeah, that those are like what they're selling it with. Like, oh, this is what we got. And,
I can honestly see myself getting into this because I'm a huge Teen Titans fan from back in the day, and I was like, golden cartoon right there. I loved it. Yeah, it is a great one.
Yep.
And so seeing that, and like the Batman animated series,
Batman,
those
Superman,
are so good.
Justice League, yeah.
And there's a lot of content that they
Definitely.
Oh yeah, and that's there's hundreds of movies too. I feel he gave me shit, but because they'll have all those animated movies too. Like maybe you're not gonna throw the Killing Joke up there right away, but you know they have a bunch of those.
There's a lot of good like DC movies, like animated ones that I watched back in the day.
Yeah.
I haven't seen in decades.
You've been alive for 2 decades.
2 decades.
So he hasn't seen them pre-birth.
Yeah, almost 2 decades.
But yeah, I'm interested once they drop the pricing because I hope it's not as much as Netflix. I hope it's a little cheaper. And
Blinded Tyler over here.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Taylor, what were you gonna say? Because you'll defend Robin Hood, but what about this?
I just think they're gonna release it and Disney's gonna roll theirs out. They're gonna be,
Well, I think that's why if they do a cheaper price point, I don't think they can compete, but I think they can carve out a market if they do like a $5.99 or $6.99. Because I imagine Netflix is what, $10. I imagine the Disney app will be that, or even a little cheaper. So I think
Disney said that they were gonna be cheaper than Netflix. Right?
Yeah, so I think DC should be cheaper than Disney's.
But you think that DC would straight up just roll out the fact that, just call it out and be like, okay, we're gonna be cheaper than Netflix and just get that out there like Disney did. But they're not. It's like they're just
maybe,
gonna
but I think because they are not. I don't think they know exactly when they're launching it. Like Disney hasn't announced when they're launching their app, but I think they have an idea. I think Disney always knows what they're doing, and they know at this point they're gonna drop it. Like I don't know, honestly, don't know when that Disney app is gonna drop. Like it should be. I would imagine this year as
They're
well.
just gonna snap their fingers with their gauntlet.
Yeah,
It's just gonna be out there.
Boom. But I maybe they could come out. Maybe they don't gonna say cheaper than Disney and Netflix, but they can say cheaper than most other streaming platforms, something like that.
Well, from a neutral standpoint, I'm happy for the DC fanboys that they get a little bit of more juicy content because good for them. I'm sure they need something to wipe their tears with after Avengers. But, I think
shade is being thrown from Taylor right now.
I think that at the end of the day, maybe I'll try the free trial month if they do that and see what they got. And, if there's a couple like cool live action stuff on there, I'd give that a whirl.
I'm kind of surprised that the live action is what's reeling you in. Because for me, when you said the Teen Titans live action, in my head right now.
I didn't say that. I just said Titans live action.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what the
There
show
aren't even
is?
teens anymore.
So Teen Titans, the anime show in the comic book, they are doing a show just called Titans, which is it's gonna be Teen
I remember
Titans,
that.
and that's gonna be live action. That's completely new.
But they're like, it's more serious.
I imagine
They're
so.
adults.
Yeah.
Because they're not teens anymore.
Oh, okay.
They're just Titans.
What about pre-Teen Titans? Is that coming out?
Sorry, Thanos. It's just Thanos and his boys.
The Black Lord taking on poor Robin. I think you'll eventually get stuff like Teen Titans.
guys.
You'll get Teen Titans there, but I think the live action is selling it because it's something new. you
Yeah,
know?
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know where I got the teen in there, so that
It's
makes more
fine.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
More serious.
Taylor, you wanna? I don't have any movie TV news, so you can talk about what you want to talk about there.
What I want to talk about. Pull up my deeds here.
While he's looking, me and
I
Taylor.
think we can all appreciate that Taylor is technologically
Yes,
advanced, and
I'm
he no
very
longer
impressed.
has a nice piece of paper in front of him, but he has
It's
a
wrinkled
phone.
up.
It's
It might be
an
in the
actual
helmet. You don't know
phone.
that. He could have a
Could be.
second set of notes in there.
There you go. Leave it up for interpretation. So another thing at CinemaCon that was revealed, the Predator trailer was revealed at CinemaCon.
I didn't
The
see it.
Predator.
Why don't we
The
watch
Predator,
it?
that's the call. That's what
That's
it's
part
called.
of the
Predator.
title.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, it is.
Wait.
Now, here's my question: how many predators do you think are gonna be
I think a lot, actually, by the sounds of it. What's so funny over there?
Really? There's gonna be despite the title being singular, there's the film's gonna feature multiple predators.
Yes, I can clarify that.
I think that's very misleading for the viewer.
But when we read the synopsis, it'll get into that.
Alright, let me.
It'll cover that.
I think that was just a mistake on someone's end.
It definitely can be. I don't know what is
I don't
going
know what
on
that
over
offered that
here.
either. I'm just trying to have a conversation with Taylor.
So, he's talking about the trailer, and Kirk's like, "There's a trailer? Why didn't we watch that?" I'm just like, "Wait for it, because tell them what's the news."
Well, they didn't
What? No, Taylor just has the synopsis that people saw. We never do this except for like Infinity War and Civil War, because those are like massive movies. So we don't have any trailer to talk about. But Taylor wanted to talk about the description of the
Okay.
trailer,
Okay.
and he even made it a quarter of one of our fucking thumbnail pieces.
To be fair, Travis, hear me out. Travis gave me all the details for the thumbnail, and he said there were 2 corners still left open, and they were empty. He's like, okay, do you have any ideas or whatever? Or no, you didn't say that. I'm like, I got the perfect
No,
idea.
I said let's leave them open until Friday, because you could easily
And
put
nothing dropped.
Robin Hood would have been much better than the Predator. At least we
No.
have a Robin. Oh, you just defended it so much. We don't have a Predator trailer. At least we have a fucking
Yeah, but I'd rather
Robin
have
trailer.
Predator because we got the trailer.
No.
Oh no.
So I told you wait for it.
Oh, that was so worth the wait.
And then this guy,
There were tweets that were dropping on Twitter about
he's
this.
like, look at the reaction. He sent me this link. Here's 5 tweets about this reaction. I was like, what are you kidding me here? And like, he needed it to be the thumbnail. It was so stupid. And the other thing he wanted the thumbnail was God of War. And I'm like,
Because there's PS4 fans here.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, me and Kirkland haven't played it, so what are we going to talk about? And he's just like, I don't know, I just thought I'd throw it up there because the hype. It's like, we don't do that. We're not going to talk about God of War today. Sorry, none of us have played it. But like, your thumbnail skills are all over. So please, tell us about this great trailer that we have to talk about, which I'd maybe rather just wait and see the actual trailer. But
Word
no.
of mouth.
Yeah, I'm going to hear about what the trailer is.
Okay.
Oh, that was amazing.
So obviously it's being directed by Shane Black.
Obviously.
The trailer or the movie?
What the
Okay. Never heard of this guy before.
Okay. I'm gonna read out.
Not
to you.
everyone goes to PredatorsFan.com like you, man.
Doesn't exist.
You should make it exist.
It just takes you to the Nashville Predators website or whatever.
No problem.
So synopsis.
Why would you know that?
I typed it.
Alright.
So from the outer reaches of space to the small town streets of suburbia, the hunt comes home in Shane Black's explosive reinvention of the Predator series. Now,
Reinvention.
reinvention.
Interesting. For this generation.
This takes place.
It's a brand new take.
He's also directing Robin Hood.
This takes place between Predator 1 and Predators in the storyline. So it's before Predators and Predator 2.
So it's a pre-sequel.
Remind me, is Predators like the newer one?
Yeah.
Predators is the
Okay.
newest
That's
one
when the
between 1 and 2.
I enjoyed it.
It was
I
awesome.
enjoyed it, but it's still
That
bomb.
one really go to the other planet?
Yeah.
Taylor was the one trying to convince me that it was
that
as big as
one-
movie as Justice League over
Here's
here.
the thing. Predators, in the title, it had an S, implying there's multiple predators. This one is the Predator, and
There's only
there's
one.
one Predator. But Taylor was saying, according to the synopsis here, there's multiple Predators.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very skeptical of
Yes.
This
So,
movie's fucking.
I'm coming to that. So, the universe's most lethal hunters are stronger, smarter, and deadlier than ever before, having genetically upgraded themselves with DNA from other species.
Generally upgraded.
So
themselves.
this is where it comes to
General.
Yeah,
It's alright.
make the weapon a little bit.
It's like when you branch off into a sideways into a new tree. You're not going anywhere, but
Yeah. It's kind of different.
They're so mad that we're in trouble.
So, a young boy accidentally triggers the return to Earth. A ragtag crew of soldiers.
I like this reinvention.
Ex-soldiers.
But this time, they're ex-soldiers.
A disgruntled science teacher could prevent the end of the human race.
Well, that's it.
Dude, why does he have to be
I don't
disgruntled?
know. But
Because they're
so
predators.
Yeah, the predator.
I really do enjoy this because of the sense that it plays out the fact that we could get those like super wolf predators that we got in
Super what?
The wolf predators.
You said wolf.
Berserker predators, I should call them.
Super wolf. Their eyes are just.
Oh, it's a super wolf predator. Get down. Okay, what is a super wolf predator though?
Have you seen predators?
Yes, I have. I don't remember if
Those
it's like a
berserkers,
predator from
they're
a
like-
tree.
They're the predators that have
They
like
have the
the
hair?
crazy skin, like the really crazy advanced ones.
Okay, you're gonna have
So-
to show me like a comparison photo. Actually, you know
Um,
what? That's why I got a phone. I'll Google it.
So,
you
yeah,
guys are reading
it's,
the synopsis.
I feel like that's what we're gonna get is these predators, because obviously in more details from it are this boy, he's playing with some alien tech because his father is the scientist or whatever, and the boy gets his hands on it, he's playing with it,
That's
and
why he's disgruntled.
it
because
triggers-
His kid is playing with some stuff. That
It,
shouldn't be.
it
I
triggers.
should have never had you.
It triggers the predator ship to crash land on Earth,
Oh
and
god. What the?
so apparently these soldiers of the military, they go and they find the predator crash land in this ship or whatever, and they take away, like, they hijack his technology and stuff like that, and then these super predators come into play or whatever, and they start causing heck or whatever, and
The Berserker Super Predator.
yeah,
I see it. I
So-
don't know which one it is though.
it's
That's his actual name.
yeah, there's
Oh
the
my
Falconer,
God.
Berserker, and the Tracker. Those are the three predators.
And the Berserker unmasked.
Yeah.
His cousin.
Hanzo
But
fighting the Falcon.
I love, like, the predators. They got cool names and stuff, so I'm super excited to see what they do with this. Some of the tweets seem, a lot of people really liked it or people really hated it.
Great.
There's like nothing to like or hate.
Well, they saw
It
trailers.
exists.
No, those people were the ones that got to see the actual trailer at this CinemaCon thing. So we're just hearing word of mouth. And word of mouth is
I got it.
50-50, you're
Like
telling
seeing-
me? You didn't
well,
tell me
yeah,
that in
50-50.
chat. You told me everyone loved it. Now you're telling me people hate the
We're
trailer?
on cast.
What?
We're on cast. I was
So
just
you,
telling
lied, so
that.
you lie to me?
No, I was being honest with you, but now we're in cast and I did more research.
Oh, okay.
So, but I did see like screenshots too, behind the scenes like footage, and it showed like tanks and stuff, and it showed the Predator like all in suit and gear and everything. It looks super cool.
Did you see screenshots or behind the scenes
They were
footage?
like on the set, I should say.
Yeah, but
on
you
the
didn't see
set.
screenshots.
No.
They would just be regular
There's
photos.
screenshots on my computer,
Okay.
but let me see if I have anything else here. Besides, like, what do you guys think? You guys excited for another Predator?
I am. I always think Predators, like, it's
I always
a
think
cool
they're cool.
concept,
Oh, definitely.
and I think there's like really great stuff you can do with it. So I'll maybe watch it in theaters. Higher chance of me watching this in theaters than Robin Hood, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
I won't say I'm
Um,
excited, but I'm always down to see a
Mhm.
Predator movie. Same thing as an Alien movie. They're just iconic characters that are in film lore, and you're always going to give it a shot. And I actually really liked Predators. I thought it was really unique. I love the
Yeah.
original Predator. I don't know, like, sometimes I do worry about with Predator and stuff like that, and with Jurassic Park, which I'm just naming stuff you love, but it's the same thing as Alien Covenant. Sometimes I feel we might have got to a certain point where, similar as Robin, like, what more can we do here, right? So hopefully this will be something different. I'm never a big fan of, like, oh, the kid with the alien, so I don't like, and it's Jacob Tremblay. He's a great actor. He's a great little actor. If you haven't seen The Room, or if you haven't seen Room, not The Room. And I forget his name. Crap, I forgot his name who plays the main character in this, but he played Donald Blake in Logan. He played the guy that was just hunting Logan and X-23.
Is it Jake
Yeah.
Busey?
No, not him.
No.
Oh, is it the guy from Sons of Anarchy?
Keegan Michael Key.
No, it's not King Key. No, it's
Boyd
not that guy.
Holbrook?
either. Boyd Holbrook. Love
Yeah.
Boyd Holbrook. So I like the cast. It has a very good cast, very like ensemble like piece. So we'll see. But I don't know. I'm not expecting much. And also Shane Black. Love Shane Black. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang's phenomenally. Wrote Lethal Weapon. I like Iron Man 3. So he's and I love The Nice Guys. Nice Guys is one of my favorite movies that came out. So it could be good, but it could also suffer from Iron Man 3, where Iron Man 3 I like, but it also doesn't feel like a Marvel movie at times. It feels like a Shane Black movie. Is this Predator bothering you? But yeah. So what do you guys think about the Predator?
I'm always down for a Predator movie. I've always really, I don't know. I've just always felt like they've been such like an iconic like character to have, kind of like the xenomorphs. That's what they are, right? The aliens. Yeah. Kind of like that, you know. Like if you see them, like you know what they are. They've had tons of movie, or they have like a huge cult following and stuff. I want them to do kind of something different, because I feel like it's a character like that you can do like different stuff. Like obviously they're hunters, by like that's what they do. So you kind of have to have them in that different like scenario of not just being in like a jungle or I don't know, like a tomb, I guess. And so I kind of want to see something different, but I've always just loved like the look of them, and I love their abilities and stuff that they do. But it will get to the point where like if it is a kind of repeat, it'll be, oh, this is awesome, but I've seen this before, sort of thing. But I'm always down for a Predator movie. I'll enjoy myself.
A lot of what you said, I 100% agree with. Like things like people don't like Alien vs Predator Requiem. I love it in the sense that you know you
like
get
the
to
first
see
one.
Is
that the second one?
That's the second
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Like,
Do people like the first one?
Not
I
really
liked
that
it.
much.
I liked it.
I
I liked
when
it.
I watched it, but that was years ago.
I liked it. Yeah.
It's
It's probably dated.
Yeah. I strongly think the huge points for AVPR was just the fact that you get to see the Predators in their ship, and you get to see so much of like their tech and their culture, like you were saying, like those different aspects, and then even their home world. You get to see like all that different kind of like stuff come to life, and I think that is super cool and something they could focus on, because even in Predators you get to see there were like one other alien running around that ends up getting killed. I think it would be cool to show those different aspects to this Predator culture, and even if they did something completely with no humans or just one human at the end of the movie, but the whole thing is Predators with like other aliens or something, I think that would be fantastic and a total different twist to something that we haven't got yet for these characters.
Yeah, it's definitely something different, but I feel like something like that, like it'd be hard to have a full movie because they don't really talk, right? Like you could have subtitles, but I feel like a full movie of that, it wouldn't really appeal to a lot of people. Yeah.
My dad actually, he told me this cool script idea for a Predator movie, and I always wish it would come to life. I don't know if it ever will.
I'm excited to hear it.
So it's in Afghanistan with these soldiers, and this Predator ship crashes with a bunch of, they call them young bloods because they haven't like gone through their trials yet.
Like
so it crash lands, and these soldiers end up having to defend them because there's these other rogue group of Predators coming in to go and kill them, and so these Afghan soldiers are with these young Predators, and it's just this fight and the survival and stuff, and these rogue Predators are coming in killing the Afghan like military soldiers and stuff like that.
Sounds crazy as I thought.
Yeah.
I was
expecting some
pretty interesting.
I was expecting a little crazy, some from the Dutch.
It's because it's from Taylor's dad and not Taylor.
Yeah, that's why. Why did new skills come down to you?
I don't know.
Replace you with him on the podcast.
But yeah,
joking.
I feel like AVP like definitely. I don't know. Like I've only seen it a couple times, and that was a long time ago, so it's probably very dated. But that's what kind of like made me really like Predators. Like I'd seen like the original, but I don't know, like kind of seeing them as like a neutral character. Like they're not evil, they just want to hunt like the strongest like target. Basically like that one scene where he sees like the old guy, he's got like cancer, and he's like, this isn't worth my time, so he just like lets him live or whatever. So like I always thought they've been like such a badass, like they don't prey on the weak, they're after the strongest, you know. So like I'm a huge Predators fan, so I'm excited for this movie.
What do you think?
I think it's cool. I don't know. I think I already said my part, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see the trailer at the very least.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see it.
People are saying it will be coming out this month because the movie does release September 14th.
The trailer.
I think with the movie, I'm like straight to DVD. Oh no.
Well, the trailer will be coming out this month. Supposedly,
Okay.
The movie releases
With what?
September 14th, 2018.
But with what? What are they timing it with? Deadpool?
Maybe Star Wars? No.
I think Deadpool.
Probably Deadpool because
That's Fox,
rated R kind of thing, you know.
And both of them are made by Fox.
Yeah, so that would work.
Travis told so.
Yeah,
I
Travis told you so.
I was super hyped. But I feel like it would probably release like a few days before Deadpool does. It
Of
seems
course,
to be
they
like
don't
a
do that
trend.
anymore now.
No.
The internet's killed that.
Yeah.
Did you have any other movie or TV news?
No.
You guys?
Nope.
Moving on to video game news. So if you don't play these good old games, and see you next week. We'll be back with another newscast. If so, stick tight because we're gonna start off hot and heavy in the Wild Wild West. Not the movie, but the great game that's coming out in October. When's the last time you saw Wild Wild West?
Like, is that the Will Smith one?
Mm-hmm.
Probably over 10 years ago.
You should definitely watch it again.
Couple few
Is
decades
it,
ago.
does it hold up?
No.
Why do you want me to rewatch it then? Why can't I just hold on to those happy memories
So
of
you
that
can
movie?
feel my pain.
How was the last time you watched that?
What, like a year or two ago.
Oh.
But I watched it knowing it's bad now, and I know that
I'm a huge
theme
Will
song's
Smith
still
fan.
great though. Wow, wow, West. But you know what is hopefully gonna be great? Red Dead Redemption 2. They released a new trailer, confirming what we already pretty much knew. Every speculation site said it's gonna be prequel.
I
It's
seem
gonna-
pretty surprised.
What? Yeah, you
Is that John
kind of
Marston?
you kind of forgot. Yeah, so this to me was a good trailer. It's more just showing off the tone and the vibe. You got lots of the story, which was good, but I don't know. I'm excited. I love the Red Dead. I guess I'd say franchise, but just that game, it's in my top 10. I'm excited for this. I think the game's still going to be great. My hangups are still that with it being a prequel, prequels for me can kind of skirt the edge of not being that exciting. Like, you know, I feel like it's sometimes in a box prequels. There's only so much you can do. So I hope it just focuses on these characters and their story in the moment and not too much about how this gang breaks up and John Marston. Like, seeing John Marston actually gets me worried because, like, I know his story and his story is tied to this gang and I know the end of this gang. So for me, that's a little... The trailer, I think, is good. The stuff that I like, which is not in the trailer, that stuff they've revealed is... Before you would have stuff like in the original Red Dead, like let's say a guy's sweeping. That's all he's supposed to do. You would look at him, he would just be standing there like sweeping in one spot for hours, right? Like that's just what the NPC is supposed to do. But they say it's very, if you watch Westworld, it's very much like that where all these characters and whatnot there, it'll be hard to distinguish what's a side quest and what's a main quest. So someone like that guy sweeping now, if you point a gun at him, he might get down on his knees, he might pull a gun on you. There's other characters that are going to be destined to go, they got to go from point A to point B. So it's not just going to be like, oh, it's the, you know, the bar saloon guy and he's just going to stand there the whole time every time you go back. Like, he might not be there when you actually get there. So all these characters, you can make little choices, even if it's just a mini side quest of just maybe sticking some guy up or letting some guy go and helping them out. That's what really gets me excited, was hearing that these characters, even the minor characters, are going to have like little missions of their own that you may never interact with. They just have to go do their thing. And I love that. I think the game's going to be great. My only worry is just the prequel aspect, and that's just me in general. If you're new to the cast, I'm just not a big fan of prequels overall. Like, unless they're the newest Apes movies, I can't think of many great prequels. You know, I'm a guy that thinks Rogue One's good enough, you know, but prequels for me are a little tough.
Yeah, like I that's really exciting. That's more of like a, like the world's more alive, you know, like
Mhm.
NPCs aren't just NPCs, like they actually are like a character, which
Yeah.
is cool, because a lot of, like, you can only get Rockstar to do stuff like that, right? So much detail. How do you feel the story is going to compare to the first? Because the first game, that was probably the best story I've ever played in my life.
I would agree. It's definitely, like, I'd have to think about game stories, but I think
Yeah.
for me it's my favorite game storyline. It's tough because that one is like, he's an outlaw trying to do good and he has a
Mhm.
wife and a family, where this guy, if we're just playing with the one character, it looks like this guy named Arthur, where he's in the throes of the gang. So I think his thing is going to be, his main story will be either a power struggle with the gang or he wants to get out of the gang, which could still end up being good, and I think could be great, but I don't know if it's going to compare to John Marston's story, because that was very unexpected. And even with the ending, we haven't played the game, like he dies and then you play as the son for a little bit. Like, I don't
Spoilers.
know if you could top that. If you haven't, come on now. If you, like, I don't know how you could top that,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And that's what's going to be
But still,
tough.
it's Rockstar, man. They are rock stars.
Yeah.
They could pull it out of the bag.
Oh, yeah, they could, so, yeah.
I'm trying not to get too excited with this game because it still is so far away. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like it's
October.
yeah. So, but this just looks amazing. Like, this is a day one purchase for me. The world itself looks so gorgeous. And I remember playing the first one. I was like, this is the best looking game ever. But like, you look at it now, it looks so dated compared to like new, like next gen type of games that they have now. But no, it just looks amazing. They didn't really explain too much about the story, I
No,
felt, so
it's just a lot of gangs doing stuff.
that's why, like, I'm pretty hopeful that it will be amazing. I agree with you, it'll be very hard to top it, because like I said, like, that was like, when I was playing it, I was like getting choked up playing that story. Like, it is so plot twisty and just stuff you're not expecting, and you get so attached to these characters and stuff. But yeah, the world that it's alive, that just makes it so much more epic. Yeah, I don't know. I can't praise this game enough. It just looks so amazing. Playing with friends. I'm sure they like rebuffed the online, because the online was good, but
Well, yeah, that'll be interesting what they do that, especially with the success of GTA Online. How
Yeah.
similar it could be to that or whatnot. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Any input from the two T's?
I have never played Red Dead 1 or
Sorry, spoiled it.
Red Dead 2.
sorry.
As I imagine most people haven't played Red Dead 2, but
Yeah.
Phew.
it's always been one of those games that has been one of the, like, everyone always talks like about it so highly, and me as a PC gamer, I've never really had the opportunity to play the first one, and I've sort of kind of accepted that it's one of those great games that's just gonna
You'll never be
pass
able to
by for
forget
me. And I kind of come to terms with that, and I'm okay with that. But now Red Dead 2's coming, I'm like, yeah, man. So it's like I kind of hope it's not super amazing, because then it's like, now I gotta play the first one and the second one. But I think it looks great. The trailer looked very dramatic, and it really goes to how well Rockstar is at telling stories through this medium.
Yeah.
And so I think it'd be great if they release, like, with Red Dead 2, Red Dead 1 and 2 like package for PC. I'm like, yo, I'm in on that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be great. I'm excited to hear you guys talk about it at least and learn about it. And then maybe one day, years from now, I get a console and I go through all these classics. But either way, like, it looks great.
Definitely.
I'm excited for you guys.
Is the original Red Dead not on PC?
Nope.
Oh, didn't know that.
It was only console.
I didn't know that either.
Unless I'm crazy and it's on
I
PC.
swear I've seen it on like Steam or something like that.
It's,
I don't think so.
I don't think so, unless it like just happened. But
It's interesting though, because like from, like I said already, like they really don't say anything about like the main plot of the story, but like just the scenes of like them talking, it doesn't even matter what they're talking about. It's like if they're talking about like when they're at the fire and they're just the gang of guys are just like chatting or whatever, when you show that scene, it looked like, who was that female? I don't know, I guess we don't really know her, but like
No.
just those scenes of like they're actors but like they're video gamers, it just looks so good. And like the way that Rockstar can just like tell a story through a video game, and like, oh, it just, I'm getting pumped for this. Yeah.
I love the first Red Dead. I still have my copy for 360. I played so
I got the
many.
steel case.
I remember when Nightmare Mode came out. I was stoked for that.
Is that the
zombie one?
Yeah, the zombie one.
Yeah,
I never played it.
It's so.
I heard
good.
it was good.
It's fantastic.
I remember when it was coming out, I was like, zombie, that's kind of okay, but I heard it like.
Just the whole free roam aspect of that. Now, just running around, you see like a town just with zombies everywhere and survivors on the roof, just trying to survive. And you can go liberate the town. And
That's cool.
finding like Bigfoot in there and everything too, and he wants you to kill him. It's really kind of sad, but it's just.
Jesus.
Let's get a movie out of that.
Yeah. But the game alone is great. I put in so many hours online with a posse, my friends back in high school. Just I
Riding your
remember always
donkey.
just
Your first
oh
steed.
yeah. Oh, I love being a sniper up top and just just shooting down
Just
and
camping the whole game.
just camping.
Just be a little scrub.
Yeah. Just dynamite.
Sorry.
It's just you
I'm
can
getting
just
PUBG flashbacks.
you can just have so much fun in that game and cause so much of like a rift. And I'm excited to try out this game and
It's
see
just
the
such a
new
world
aspects.
within a game, you know. Like you can do, like I've spent hours just playing poker in that game, like literally just like going around playing poker, like the duels that you gotta do. Like it's
Yeah. Well, it's neat when so many games I find like they'll highlight the facts like, oh yeah, when you go back, this character may not be there, maybe doing something else. And I find when I play games that have those qualities, it doesn't deliver. Half the time the character is just walked across the room or something. It's just they overhype it so much.
He had to get from the bedroom to the toilet.
He's literally sitting like the chair next to where he was. Like, I can't find him.
The Adventures of John McGee.
Oh,
So I'm really excited to
I
see.
hope it's better
this.
than that. Rockstar,
Yeah.
please.
It's not a high bar, but it's still a bar.
Do you have any? Does anyone else have any video game news?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Should have checked the forecast, but didn't. Do you guys have it?
I want to mention Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I guess this was last week's news, but we were doing Infinity War. It has officially been announced with a trailer, and I'm really excited for this one. I'm excited to see it has more sort of like an Aztec South American setting, it looks like. And I think that is going to be much more exciting as compared to the last one, at least, because I absolutely love the first Tomb Raider. Second one was a little lackluster. I think the whole scenery kind of, it got a little dull after a bit because it's all just like that constant sort of like snowy mountain range. There's a little bit of forest in there, but it wasn't anything exotic as kind of came to expect from the first one. So I'm excited that this one takes us to a new sort of exotic thing. And one thing that I'm really excited for is that it looks like this kind of is much more darker and goes into sort of Laura's psyche after what she's been through. It looks like she doesn't really know what she's doing or why she's doing it, and she's just kind of following her instincts, and it's like potentially morally questionable as revealed by the end of the trailer. So I'm really excited. I think it's gonna bring something new, and hopefully it's much more like the first one than the second one, but I think it looks great.
Did you play the second one?
Yeah.
Were you not a fan of the newest second one?
I liked it a lot, but it just wasn't on the same tier as the first one.
Okay, yeah, I just haven't got around to playing it yet, so it's
It's
Have
still
you
really
played
good.
through the first?
It's still really good.
Yeah, I played through the first one like you, somehow.
I started it.
Yeah. I love that first
It's
one.
so good.
Yeah.
I love the first couple hours.
And I like how it kind of addresses the fact that she's just kind of become just like a psycho killer.
Yeah.
Like in the first two games, she's just casually killing people. Now, like it looks like from the trailer, at least she's actually like,
Getting
what am I
creative with
doing?
the
Like,
kills.
why am I doing all this? But she's still killing people and doing these crazy adventures. So,
No,
I think it looks great. I think it's something I'm gonna probably be getting on release date.
It's definitely cool seeing like the psychological aspect. Like it's not so much like she needs to do these things to survive. It's like she needs to ask herself why she's doing this.
Yeah,
like,
she's.
yeah.
Why is she doing this? Why
Yeah.
is she hunting these people? And
I love
raiding
games like
these
that too
tombs,
that touch on like psychological aspects.
It looks like it's gonna be very story based, at least too. So I'm excited.
Totally.
Yeah. I guess I can mention Vampire as well.
Oh yeah. Have you
that
played it?
game? No, I mean it's not out yet. It's,
Are you serious?
That release date June 5th. I don't know if this is recent news or not, but
That's hilarious.
release date is June 5th, and it looks. I'm excited because the Don't Nod Entertainment, I think they are. They're the studio behind. What's the one? Can't even think about it. The name. Oh god. Anyways, they've done great things with stories in the past, so I think this one I think is gonna go really. It looks really cool. At least the story trailer. It follows. Your character gets turned into a vampire against your will, and then
It's
you're
usually
kind
how
of
it happens.
yeah, and so you're kind of trying to find your place. Life is Strange.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking. And
Great
so it looks like you're basically going down this path that you don't want to go down, but you're forced along it. And you basically have to do evil things to survive, and so it'll be interesting to see that kind of the drama and the steps the story takes.
That's cool. I honestly thought it was already out. It's been a game that like I heard was announced like a couple of years ago. I felt, and I always thought it was such a cool aspect of like it's a different take on vampire games, and it's cheaper too. I saw the price tag.
Yeah, it was
It's
like only
$40,
40, maybe like
maybe
60.
40. Yeah. But still, I think that's really cool. And I was reading some articles about it, and they say like you can kill like you can basically kill like what's the word I'm looking for, like characters that you kind of need in the story, so you can like totally change the story.
Yeah,
it's really cool. I think because it'll open up like different doors that you can play. Like you don't have to play it the same way, which I love games like that. I love replayability. Like if I'm gonna spend, this one's only $49 or whatever it is, so. Definitely get your money's worth if you play through it a couple times.
Oh yeah.
But it looked really cool. But when I saw the price tag, my first thought was like, uh-oh. Like I feel like if a game's lower than like a normal fully priced game, technically it won't have like won't be polished as a AAA game. But everything I've seen, it just looks awesome. I've seen some skill trees about it, and there's like, I don't know the names for them, but there's like for say you can just go in like guns blazing, and then you can spec in that tree, or you can be more stealthy, or you can focus more on your vampire skills and stuff. So it just looks really interesting.
Yeah, I was actually I just watched one of the older trailers about the story mode, and it reminded me a lot of just after watching Infinity War with Thanos, in that you have this this responsibility now, and like you have this like power that you have to you have to do this. You're forced down this path, but you don't want to do it. And it kind of reminded me like you're almost playing as Thanos. You're like this super crazy powerful being, and you don't like what you're doing, but you feel like you need to do it. Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was like a really cool feeling to get to play as that kind of a character, and really embrace being the bad guy. Like even at some point in the game, maybe not even against your will, you might just, there's probably different stories where you just get to embrace being the evil person and just fuck shit up pretty much.
Totally. So, yeah.
I'm still super excited for this game. And right now it still doesn't look like the most amazing graphically, but I think they still have quite a few months to polish it.
Oh, definitely.
I think it'll...
And what did you say the date was?
June 5th, I believe.
That's coming up.
Is the date. So.
Next month?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That's next month.
Yeah,
they don't have a lot of time to polish it, but
May the 4th.
anyways, it looks great. So that's another game I'm gonna keep my eye on, and I know Dylan's been watching that one too. So we might actually.
Cool.
I could see both of us getting in and doing a review of it.
I'll jump on it if I pick it up on the release.
Yeah. So those are my 2 mentions for gaming. I don't know if you guys got anything else.
Yeah, probably some fucking Pokemon stuff.
No.
Ooh, let's go.
I don't, not
Oh
today.
no.
That triggers him. He goes livid.
Oh, he got some Battlefront 2 stuff,
that was
I
so
do have some
I'm
funny.
a fan of Battlefront 2 stuff.
Oh yeah, but I'm not starting off with that.
Starting
off with some cool Assassin's Creed stuff.
Par for the course.
Robin Hood DLC.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna
With
say.
his Little John by
Um,
Jimmy Fox. And
So a huge bunch of facts and features dropped.
Facts.
Yes,
Features,
and
even.
unfortunately, a lot of it is to be confirmed as fake leaks, but there are some aspects
What?
of it.
Wait,
why are we talking
So are
about
there things that aren't confirmed as fake is what you're getting at?
Yes.
Okay.
So parts,
that does not sound confident.
parts of the stuff that's
Yes.
supposed to be, at least from what I have looked into, is that the game is supposed to be not a whole new like standalone game in itself, but more or less like a huge expansion for Origins that Ubisoft is not trying to take on. They're still focusing on Origins as their main game, and they're not looking at doing a brand new game, which is really good. I think, when you look at like Rainbow Six Siege, they're continuing seasons of DLC for their games, which is huge. I think that, it creates more value for their games, and, it's not just such a repetitiveness, I
feel like a game with Siege though, like that's a PvP game, right? Where
it is, but
it's kind of
that's like an online game where you have to.
yeah.
There's much more value in just keeping that up to date and releasing new stuff for it than making a new one.
yeah, and that's where I feel like it's a very interesting take to do it with something so heavily based on the single player, but with Origins, how they're looking at continuing the story with the main assassin and venturing into a whole new continent in Greece. I feel like that's huge, and there's so much possibility there in that
That
storyline.
sounds like a big DLC.
Yeah, so I feel
What's the difference between this and just making it a new game? Is it just in the title that's the difference? Because it sounds like maybe the difference between Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, where it follows the same character, but you go to a different city and do different things.
I think that's I don't know how much they would charge price wise or whatever. I mean, with Brotherhood and Revelations, they were fully priced games, which is a
Yeah.
downside, even though it felt more like it was a continuation, obviously. But I mean, if they were to charge basically DLC price for something like this, or include it with another season's pass price with a whole bunch of new DLC, I think that would be much better. Stuff in in the details here are like the maps are bigger, more naval combat, and just all those kinds of features. I think if they go down that route, that would be fantastic. I wish a lot of the facts that they did reveal in this fake news were actually real, because getting to play as Spartans as a feature, I think that would be fantastic. But obviously, I think Origins was fantastic, and I think continuing off of that success is a great idea.
I still want to play it.
It's so
I'm
good.
a fan of the original Assassin's Creeds, and this seems like a new I don't know, rebranding sort of thing of the series, and I've heard good things. Like I had a couple buddies that played it, and they really enjoyed it. They put a lot of hours into it. I've always been a fan of the naval combat ever since Black Flag. That was honestly what kind of brought me back into the Assassin's Creed. I didn't want to play any of the other ones. I didn't even like being an assassin in that game. I just wanted to be a pirate. It just felt like a pirate game. I loved it. Just doing the naval combat stuff. So
that's the nice thing too about Origins, is half the time you don't generally feel like you're an assassin, but you just feel like you're a Magi. That's what you are in this time. Assassins don't exist or anything like that until you progress further in the game.
Yeah.
But so obviously it just looks like it's getting really good. all the stuff
I
there.
just love your keynote where you're just like fake news.
Fake news.
I know, I was like, we're not gonna go over this fake news.
It's like Donald Trump over here. Fake
It's
news.
fake news. But yeah, much more interesting. Star Wars Battlefront 2. So they wrapped up. You played the Ewoks?
Yeah, it was
obviously.
actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
why.
saw-
I'm
I
very
saw your
sad
highlight.
about that.
My
What?
highlight,
You sound
yeah.
sad about it.
Well, no, it was fun. It's also a feature that like I wouldn't play a bunch over, but at the same time I don't know why they didn't keep it, but because it was a timed.
Create some buzz.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, it was fun. It was a nice little thing.
Mm-hmm. Now they're moving
You
on
hate
to season 2 of their DLC, so we're getting Han Solo stuff this month, which I think is fantastic. Unlike Battlefront 1, where it was like, oh, we have one, the movie coming out, so here's some like a Jakku multiplayer map. It's cool that with all these Star Wars movies, they're following the themes. So we got tons of Last Jedi stuff. Now we're getting Han Solo stuff. Makes me excited for what's to come, especially knowing that this is probably the last Battlefront we're gonna get for a long time. All the DLC is free, which is even better.
That's cool.
Yeah. So on top of that, they revamped the entire multiplayer system. So it's no
Like
longer
the servers or
no how you unlock your star cards and
Oh.
power ups. So you can't pay to win anymore in that sense. I
isn't
didn't
that supposed to be a thing on release?
on release.
Yeah, that you can't pay to win. They're learning.
It's
Don't
just
judge them. It's a progress.
on like opening day, you could drop like $100, get a bunch of loot boxes, that whole thing, and you could get upgrades and that sort of stuff. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect me or my gameplay. I feel like if you're a good player, you're not gonna
But they have
But the problem is when
They
there's
do
a
have
good
advantages.
player, there are two good players playing, and one of them has the stuff and the other
Yeah.
one doesn't. And that's where
That's what
where
breaks
the
the
actual
game.
problem is,
Yeah.
because this person who spent money is just gonna win every single time because of this.
But that's the thing, though. In these large matches where it's like 20 versus 20 and that sort of thing, you just have to look for other ways to one-up them or work with your team to look for successes where they obviously have these advantages on their character or whatever, then you gotta get into a ship and blow them up or
I
something.
feel like you're
that.
taking a very optimistic approach to this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like, I
because
feel like
This has been a big problem, and
yeah, exactly. Like,
like
there's
in
a lot
Europe,
of negatives to that.
I forget which country it was, but they actually banned.
Outlawed it, yeah.
They banned.
'Cause it's gambling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's not the discussion at hand.
Yeah.
No, I get what you guys mean. And at the end of the day, I'm happy that they changed it for the fans.
Yeah,
That's
I think,
what
I
they
think it's
wanted.
great, and I think that
I feel like it was
they're
necessary.
actually taking steps in the right direction with this. So.
Yeah. On the note also of Star Wars, DICE did put out or it was EA, sorry, they put out a notice a few weeks ago actually. They're looking for a team to work on a untitled RPG style Star Wars game actually.
I'll sign up.
Yeah. Me
They're
too.
looking for a crew. I got my gang of guys.
Thanos' gang, guys.
Yeah, I'm excited to see more Star Wars games come out of the.
What did you
out of the
say?
pipeline.
RPG?
Yeah, I think it was RPG style if I remember the title correctly.
Give me KOTOR 3.
KOTOR 3.
Knights of the Republic. Not the PC version.
I'll shout this out for Kyle too. On Xbox One, they did just release like all Knights of the Republic and all the
Yeah, I saw
Battlefronts
that.
and everything. Republic Commandos back on Xbox One. Republic Commandos is fantastic. I have yet to play or pop in my Battlefront 1 or 2 yet from my original Xbox into my Xbox One and try it out. But I'm
I have
super
Battlefront
excited.
2 Classic on Steam.
Battlefront
Still
2
holds
Classic.
up.
Yeah.
I
The
have
servers
mine
are down, which sucks, but
So there's actually they have servers
they,
for
they
them.
do have online support.
Oh,
for
do
it,
they?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to do mods or something, but there's online
way.
support for it. Like
Cool.
people still play.
I have
That's
my
really great, actually.
my
That's
discs
such a good
still
game.
for that PC disc.
like the 5 installation discs
Yeah,
that you
holy
need.
shit. Yeah, EV Games back in the day. But they also have some Nintendo news.
Nintendo
So
Switch.
yes, their E3 presentation, June 12th, 9 a.m. obviously, and they're getting,
Obviously not.
obviously
Yeah.
we're getting a look at more Nintendo Switch games, including Super Smash Brothers. So just wondering,
That'll
if you
be
guys,
exciting.
yes.
I think it's really good that we're gonna get some more information, because right now there's just so little information and so much speculation. It'll be good to have hopefully a more concrete approach to the conversation and see what's going on. I mean, I'm speaking for Dylan in that every Smash game is just so exciting, and they always bring something new to the table at the very least. So I'm really excited to see what they do with this, and whether it is just sort of a minor improvement DLC sort of
Game of the Year.
Game of the Year
yeah.
edition of Smash for the Wii U, or if it's straight up like a completely new thing, new characters, new roster, maybe bringing back the old ones, and which ones they decide to bring in and change out. Because I think at this point with each new iteration of the Smash, they have so many characters that they have to sub some out with each title, and I just don't think it's worth it for them to put in like 60 characters, 80 characters, and just keep adding that number, because it's just too much. You just can't handle it. So I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
So, question for you then. Now, what would the Smash Brothers need to make you go out and buy a Switch?
I would not.
I was gonna say probably something pretty good as he didn't buy the
There's
Wii U.
no.
So.
I don't think there's any way I would do it. Because if it's good enough for me to do it, Dylan's also gonna be getting it. I can just go and play Dylan's.
Yeah.
So. I think Smash Bros is great and I love it, but as far as the new iterations of it, there's not a lot they can do to get me to buy a new console. I'm very grounded with PC, and if I'm gonna play Smash Bros, I can just play Melee.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's the $1 million question for that weekend is what this is, and I do hope that if it is just a Game of the Year Ultimate Edition, I hope they kind of lay that groundwork a bit earlier so it's not a big disappointment, and then if everyone's kind of getting hyped, oh, it's a new Smash Bros game entirely, and then it's like, oh, whatever, just Super Smash for the Switch, and it's like whatever the, you know what I'm saying, right? Like if it was the Wii U version, whatever they call it, because the Wii U version is just called Super Smash, right, or something like that. So
Smash 4.
Is that 4 in the title? I don't
No,
actually
there
know.
isn't. It's just not.
Wii U Smash.
Yeah.
let's
Super
look
Smash.
up here.
Smash
Smash for the Wii U. Either I don't need to look it up. If it's just the exact same game with
Yeah.
the DLC that they got with Wii U, and they add stuff, right? Splatoon, people, this like that. Like they can easily add characters. I think that's fine if they kind of lay that groundwork early. If there's direct, or if there's something. Even if you could, for some reason, them kind of leak stuff out like for themselves and get some buzz going, and then at least people know, okay, it is just kind of a remaster, this and that.
Yeah.
But I think if people get hyped that it's a new game, oh, it's entirely new Smash, and then that's the first time they hear about it, and it is a remastered, you could kind of be memed on a little bit, and Twitter be like, oh my goodness, that, like, that's what I'm saying to people. Still expect that, even if they don't, if there's no leaks, nothing, I would say go in expecting a remastered until we hear otherwise, because that's a quick turnover. I get it, the Switch is selling, and they want to push that out, but I think that just gauge your expectations until something grand happens. Don't expect something great to happen until it happens. So
There you go.
yeah.
So if they drop Waluigi as a playable character, what does that do for you?
I don't know if it's tough because Wii U, like Smash, like I love all the Smashes. Like okay, maybe not the Wii one, but even the Wii one, it's still fun. Like that was one of the main reasons I bought the Wii U. I will buy the Switch eventually. For me, was the library. I need that to build up. Waluigi, yeah, that might be like a big purchase, but who knows? It all depends on when that game drops, etc., etc. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll be getting a Switch at some point. But
How do you feel, Kirkland?
I'm just gonna drop a bomb right now. I am not a fan of Smash. I think it's because I'm awful at it,
okay.
and I've never
That's
really. Yeah, I just get absolutely dummied every time I play, and like, it's a great game. Like I'm not shitting on the whole game itself, but for me personally, I'm just not a fan of it. Not a big Nintendo guy anymore. Like I felt like that was kind of something for me, like growing up, like the old school games. A lot of the stuff that they come out now, basically in general, like I'm not a big like Mario Odyssey. I was never attracted to that at all, and like I said, I'm just not a Smash fan. So sitting out on that one.
So what would for a Switch then? What would it take for you to get one since you're not a Nintendo
A Switch?
fan? Like
It would have to be really something insane.
Early release of Red Dead 2.
Yeah, exactly. That I can play on my PS4.
Wow.
I don't know. It's just nothing really that I can think of is attracting me to it. As like a huge price drop. If I had I had some sketchy dude around my work. He's like, Switch $20. I'm like,
$20.
all right, yeah,
Wow.
man. Like count me in. I'll take two.
$20 Switch. Huh?
Yeah, cut the check.
But it's from a sketchy guy. You gotta remember, you gotta deal with that.
Cut the check, Reggie.
What's that say?
You gotta deal with that sketchy.
Oh,
dude,
there's
though.
sketchy dudes where I work,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, what if it's not even a real Switch?
That's true.
I was like
$20 though, like
You're not
if
losing
I
a
can
lot.
inspect it, yeah.
You're not losing all
$20.
that.
Yeah. Thanks for involving me in the conversation.
No, you're
right
welcome.
there. I was kind of just being the guy in the corner for this topic.
I appreciate your insight.
Yeah.
Last bit of gaming news for me is Pokken. A little bit ago, they launched out their second wave of DLC characters. You got Blastoise, and you got Aegislash, and
What the hell's
they're.
that?
It's
Is
like
this
a-
Pokemon news? I thought you said there's no
I'm
Pokemon.
Pokken.
It's the same fucking thing. There are Pokemons fighting each other.
But yeah, I think they're very cool. You know, the way their moveset and everything is, it's it doesn't feel too comfortable in my opinion. You know, I'm a Lucario player and fan. I love Lucario so much. All the characters, you know,
Basic.
he is the most basic go-to character, but I love using him and playing out his strategies against other people that choose like a speedy character or a more overpowered character. Me and Ruben go to town all the time. There are some overpowered characters.
Speed characters.
But the game overall is so much fun. It sucks that it's only been in the gauntlet just for one period of time. I wish it's made a comeback a few times, but maybe in the future. But overall, I'm excited to see where they go with the DLC and what new characters they're going to add, you know, fighting-wise, because there's so much potential. They got a roster of like over 700 characters to choose from, so...
How long has it been out?
I came out...
A year ago now? Over a
On
year?
the Switch, I think about a year ago, because it came out soon after the Switch was released,
Okay.
I think. And it was already on the Wii U.
And how many
obviously.
DLCs are out?
So far, there's just 2.
So there's gonna be 3. There's gonna be a third? Or
I'm
there's
assuming
second?
there's gonna be more, yeah, because the first one was
Which one's
one
this gonna
character.
be? Sorry.
This is the second.
Okay.
So they combined it into a Wave 2 DLC is what they're calling it. They gave out one character in the first wave. The downside is these DLCs are expensive, and I did. When I was at
Because no one else is playing this fucking game. So
there's lots of people playing this game.
You're the legitimate. I don't mean as insult. You're just the only person I know. Just the only person.
Legit, I rewatched the bloopers and you guys were hating on me saying they're not gonna release a
I was
Pokemon
listening
remaster.
to
You were 100%.
Boom!
You were 100% right. To set this up, because I listened to the bloopers. As Kirkland said on the bloopers years ago, like last year, I put in that we were. So it's something about the theme of the segment was Taylor always brings up the stuff and we just shoot him down. And he brought up like, oh, maybe they'll remaster Pokemon for the Switch and everything like that. Jessica, big time. Me and Jessica were just like, no, that's not gonna happen. Like, no, it's such a small audience. But yes, they did it. So you're right. Every once in a while, there's still no fucking Star Wars. There's still no Star Wars movie called Rogue Squadron. So you know we got that. But yeah, it's good. Congratulations.
No, I'm excited to see though what they just showed with this game. But yeah, when I was at EB Games though, and I was talking about Nintendo DLC, we were talking about Mario Kingdom and the Kingdom of Rabbids or whatever. I really want to play more of that game. I played a bit. The EB Games guy actually let me use his Switch and play the game. I was having a heck of a time.
What did you have to do to?
Nothing. I just talked to him for like an hour, and then he's like, "Here, try it."
That's a large price to pay.
You gotta talk to me for an hour.
Clock starts now.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's the guy who told him all that fake Assassin's Creed stuff, and he went home and looked it up. Like, no, this is real.
But it was super cool. He let me play.
The woke predator.
But no, it was
You better
super
make that
great.
meme tonight.
The woke predator.
For to promote this podcast.
I'll make a woke predator.
That should be on the thumbnail now.
Stay woke.
Stay woke.
Stay woke. Keep
But
on.
it legit. It was a fantastic game, and I definitely plan on getting it.
Are you talking about Pokken?
No, I'm talking about Mario Kingdom and the Rabbids.
Okay, I thought you were still on fucking
No.
Pokken. I'm like, you own Pokken.
I'm kind of am and kind of not. I'm talking about the
Tonight.
DLC. So he mentioned that the DLC for Mario Kingdom and the Rabbids, it was free DLC, and was Breath of the Wild DLC free as well?
I think there was some that was free, and then I think there was a portion that was.
Okay, because then I thought at this rate, and the guy EB Games said
I
he
could
thought,
100% be wrong. I don't have
okay.
the knowledge, so.
He seemed to be very confident that Nintendo hasn't really started charging for their DLC. That's why when I popped my Pokken, I was like, oh, I'm gonna download Blastoise right now. Oh fuck, it's $20. So I couldn't really obviously go.
What did
that
he
route.
sound like?
That's what I sounded like at the time.
Oh fuck! It's $20. I've never heard you sound like that. Ah
Well, I'm
fuck!
about myself.
You're a different person. This is he's a serial killer. This is the whole
Norm
persona.
Bates.
When you're by yourself, ah fuck! You talk like Joe Pesci from Home Alone. Goddamn DLC $20. Save us, Dylan. You gotta. Dylan and Jessica are gone, and the place is going.
Yeah. What did you say you're having? You're having Dylan withdrawals.
No.
Apparently, I'm wrong.
That's my personal Facebook. People don't get to see that stuff, okay?
No.
Could have shared your personal information.
Yeah, come on, Taylor. I'm just gonna screenshot every post you do, and I'll just put that on the GeekVerse.
You should. I post amazing stuff.
It's just gonna be 25 fucking pictures of Madison and you standing by some fucking beach where it's like beautiful day. It's like we get it. You
I
guys
get
are in love.
tagged.
Goddamn.
I get tagged in
Get
those.
out of here. I'm
I
gonna
don't
see Kirkland
post
and his
them.
girlfriend every day at the fucking beach.
You know, it's summertime. It's beautiful.
You do it in the winter too. Look at this snow tree.
What would you rather me post?
Nothing. No.
Biological memes. You posted some dang biological
James,
memes.
I
need more of those.
He's
I
not
got one for
wrong.
you.
He's not wrong. I will still take pictures of you and your girlfriend over Pokemon stuff any day. But the thing means, what are you doing?
So this is
He's showing us
this is
Avengers.
Avengers related. You'll get it.
Show the camera.
No, that's spoilers.
It is kind of spoilers.
No, whatever. It's all over the internet. Come on. For the podcast listeners, it's the video games portion. Minor spoilers for Avengers. It's characters from Bionicle. What happens at the end of Avengers? That's happening to them. The Bionicle. I don't feel so good. Have you seen all those memes? Like it's like one of
I've seen
Shaggy,
a
like
lot of them.
Scoob. I don't feel so good.
Well, I saw them.
You haven't seen these things? It's like all the movies. Yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, why is the editing so bad in these? And I'm like, oh. So I know I love it.
Did you just send? When did you send this to the
Just
group
now.
chat?
I just-
Oh my god!
He's on
Assassin.
I sent it to
7:51, 4 minutes ago.
Dylan. I had to send it to Dylan.
Oh, good. He's asleep right now.
Yeah.
Is that all your news?
That's all my news.
Well, guys,
Wow.
I don't feel so good, so we should end this episode right now. What a glorious episode! You know, we had
That
only a
was great.
small amount of news, but guess what? I think we had some good times. We
What a
learned
laughs.
about woke
Oh.
predators.
Woke
Taylor apparently is a completely different person alone. Oh, God damn it. Yeah. Madison, let's take this picture. Look, there's a Pokemon, I gotta catch him. And Star Wars!
That's what Taylor sounds like.
Yeah.
That's what I sound like.
And he talks to EV Game employees for
hours.
For hours! Just to play a
For 10 minutes on the Switch.
And last question, you bought a Switch. Do you still have a game for the Switch?
Pokemon.
Okay, of course. Okay. I wasn't sure.
How long have you had the Switch?
Couple months.
A couple months. Yeah, I traded my Wii U for it.
You trade. That was a good deal.
It was a very good
You
deal.
didn't pay anything.
I
It was
paid-
just a-
you just-
I
I paid-
and his
Yeah.
Wii U.
I actually paid about $14. I traded all my Xbox One Call of Duties. I traded in all my games for my Wii U.
And your firstborn, because you have to give it to EV Games to
Firstborn.
get like a game for it.
You, Madison. Train baby in EV
Yeah,
Games.
but she broke out, so I got her back. So
Who?
I traded Madison in for it, but she broke out. I got her back.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
She didn't break out. She's still there.
No. I remember it's funny because
Jesus fuck! What a
Hard,
hard joke.
yeah.
It's funny.
morbid.
She traded girlfriend for a Switch, and she just stuck at EV Games.
This is a good story actually.
Oh god!
So I got
Madison, you're going in
I
there.
got-
Get in there. I want the
got-
Switch.
I got the Switch by itself. I didn't get a game yet, and so I remember Madison was working. She was closing up shop, and EV Games is next to her work. And so I come
Well,
out.
stop being so specific where she
They
works.
don't know where she works. They don't even know what EV Games.
That's true.
I'm sorry, all this
No,
is
they
out
don't.
for circus. You've given her name. You've given right next to EV Games, which there's only 2 in Kelowna.
Well, don't tell him that.
They don't.
They all it takes is a search. If Dexter Morgan wants to kill his girlfriend, all it takes is a Google search, and he knows where she's.
They don't even know where town she lives in. If she lives in Kelowna, could be
We-
Vernon, could be Lumbee, could be fucking Vancouver for all we know.
Fucking Vancouver.
Anyways, so she comes out of work and she sees me, and I'm coming out of EV Games. I'm waving Poke, and I'm like, look at this. I was so excited.
She's
Like
like, I
an
don't know
EV
that
Games
guy.
employee comes out with some hand.
We killed Travis.
Madison,
She goes
who's
back
that?
into work.
I don't know that guy. Never seen him in my fucking life. What about these photos in your Facebook? Oh no,
Oh my
Photoshop. He's obsessed with me. That's how you met her, didn't you? You found out she worked beside an EV Games. And you,
Like that's what my girlfriend has to have. Work next to EV Games, and you know.
what?
That's it.
That's it.
His Tinder profile looking 34 female works next to Evie. Oh,
holy shit.
I'm crying.
I don't feel so good, guys.
I don't feel so good. I have more tears than freaking Infinity War right now.
Oh.
That was great.
Taylor, we're not beside EV Games, but where can they find us on the interwebs?
Interwebs, good place. Ladies and gentlemen, with your solid
place.
internet connection, whether you want to use your data or not, because we're data worthy, but save the money and donate us and save the time. You go on your internet connection with Shaw, tell us, whatever you have. I don't know, something. So, go on, and you're going to go...
Infinity War is simpler than the way you explain how to find it
Probably. So you're going to go, and you're going to go into your internet, you're going to type in Facebook in the Google search bar, and then when you get onto your Facebook, you're going to sign in, and then...
You could type it in the main website name and just get there. You could delete the middleman of Google.
It's true. You know what? Let's do that. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to type in, you're going to go in the main address bar, and you're going to type in Facebook, and you go and log in your Facebook credentials. You're going to type in that search bar, GeekVerse Space Podcast. You're going to get to awesome content. You're going to find our page. It's got an awesome Infinity War cover photo with an awesome GV logo. It's sick. And you go down.
He just said that because he made it a little fucking. It's sick. It's sick.
You
Look at
scroll
this
down,
and it's sick. It's sick.
It is sick. I spent a good amount of time on that. But you scroll down, there's going to be so much awesome stuff. There's awesome little tidbit videos of Travis being triggered by Pokemon and fantastic stuff. I love those videos. I watch them a lot.
Oh, that sounds creepy. I watch them a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna be making a few split videos from this podcast. We had quite a few things, but more importantly, when you go to GeekVersePodcast.com, you go to Facebook and Twitter. But what you can find as our pinned post, the Infinity War spoiler review. If you haven't listened to that, listen to that because that's a good one. Next week will be another newscast, and then back to back we have a Deadpool review and Han Solo. So we got big things popping. Girls next to EB Games shopping.
Nice rhyme.
That was good.
I'm never gonna be around.
No.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I should have plugged at the beginning of our episode. I'll plug it next week. Last month was our biggest month of all time. Avengers Infinity War is 500 downloads away from being our biggest episode of all time. We were listened to in the weekend over 41,000 people, which is fucking nuts. The whole weekend in iTunes, we were 15 and we stayed up there. We got as high as 9. So I'm gonna do it again next week at the beginning. I should have. But thank you everybody, whether you're new or you're old, because we're just us 4 and 2 others just from Kelowna. They don't work by EV Games. But we are just a small operation. We try our best to put out some fun, quality content. And whether you listen or whether you share that, because honestly, lots of people shared that episode. Big shout out to Greg from Patreon because he was shouting us out multiple times. So thank you for supporting us on Patreon, which you can go there now and get early episodes, get the gauntlet matches early, get Spider-Man retrospectives. There's going to be other gauntlet matches dropping, tons of good stuff dropping out there. But thank you very much. Lots of people said it was our best episode. So thank you very much for tuning in to that episode, to this episode. We'll be back next week, and I promise you it will not be boring. May the Force be with you.
Always.
Thank you! I host a Star Wars show with Taylor. I always set him up for that. I say, and he's just nothing. He did nothing. He just looks at me with his helmet. Oh my god. Get out of here.
Roger.
Roger. To Coruscant. Stop right there. Is that the exact line?
Coruscant.
So, did anyone get their solo tickets yet? Or am I the only one?
No, we're not going. No.
Yeah.
No, look, these were some of the.
I feel like I kind of want to skip that.
These were some of the memes that I don't feel good memes.
How dare you? No, don't go
If you look on Twitter, they're all better because these are just like someone took 14. This is the best one though. Like Scoob, I don't feel so good. Donkey.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, on Twitter they're all over. Those I guess are the 14.
I gotta get back on Twitter.
Yeah,
I've been on there and
the memes, they're worth it.
I'll just delete my old account.
Good cast, guys.